Hi, welcome to my channel. The full version of the audiobook is available on my Patreon. You can quickly find it through the link in my profile description. Thank you for your support.
Chapter 1, Extracting the Hate Gene. I actually traveled to the Marvel world. In the United States, on a certain street, Chen Feng looked at the hatred who was wreaking havoc not far away. His face was full of shock. He just complained while watching a Marvel movie, Thanos can destroy half of the world with a snap of his fingers, it's too fake. That's it. His body was reduced to ashes just like the superheroes in the movies. When he woke up again, he found that he had traveled to the Marvel world. Having watched Marvel movies, he is well aware of the horror of the Marvel world. There are as many superheroes as dogs. Supervillains are everywhere. The Hulk and the Abomination have street fights at every turn. A portal appears in the sky at every turn, and the outsiders either conquer mankind or destroy the earth. The underground lizard professor is elusive, and there are a lot of monsters hiding in it. One can imagine how dangerous this world is. Boom boom boom. Abomination doesn't seem to like anything, and it smashes everything it sees, whether it's a person or a car. What? Help. Run, the monster is coming. Help me, I'm stuck in the car. Quick, hide in the building. The citizens were terrified by the hatred, some ran forward desperately, some were so frightened that their legs were limp, some were so frightened that they hid in buildings, and some injured cried for help. Watching the loathing getting closer, Chen Feng turned around and ran away. Although he is a Sanda master and has won the world championship, but in the face of a monster like hate, he has no choice but to run. Haven't run a few steps yet. Something fell from the sky, and with a loud bang, a hole was smashed into the ground. Chen Feng broke out in a cold sweat from fright, and he would be crushed to death just a little bit. Roar roar. A deep roar sounded. Chen Feng felt a terrifying aura. A loud bang. A giant green hand stretched out from the pit and slapped the ground heavily, cracking the concrete floor. Then a green giant crawled out. Seeing the appearance of the giant, Chen Feng was so surprised that he blurted out, "Green, Hulk." Roar. The Hulk let out a roar, and flew Chen Feng who was standing in front of him, and threw him more than 10 meters away. Chen Feng was bruised all over his body, his arm was broken, his eardrum was concussed, and his brain ached. Before Chen Feng could slow down, the hatred rushed up. The Abomination charged up and ran, where the ground sank, the ground cracked. Not to be outdone, the Hulk also ran, his power not weaker than that of Abomination. Chen Feng, who was between the Hulk and the Abomination, hurriedly rolled and hid to the side of the road to avoid being trampled to death, but he was still injured by the aftermath of the collision between the Hulk and the Abomination. Puff. Chen Feng spat out blood. Seeing the Hulk and Abomination who were hitting further and further away, Chen Feng secretly swore in his heart, "I will remember this serious injury, and I will definitely pay it back 100-fold in the future." Ding! The gene extraction system has been activated. Suddenly, a mechanical voice appeared in Chen Feng's mind. System. Although Chen Feng rarely reads novels, he still knows about the system. An indispensable gold finger in many novels. But I didn't expect it to appear on myself. System, can you make me stronger? Chen Feng asked excitedly. Ding, this system can help the host extract other people's genes, so as to become stronger. System. How to extract? Chen Feng asked excitedly, revenge is expected. Ding, let the other party willingly let you extract the genes, pay attention, when extracting the genes, you must touch the other party. System. System, play with me. Who in the Marvel world has superpowers who are not self-conscious about their abilities, how could they be willing to let me extract genes? Chen Feng said angrily. Ding, then subdue him, until he is willing to let you extract genes, or touch him. There are many ways, it depends on the specific operation of the host. System. Then can I extract the genes of animals, such as ants? Chen Feng asked. Ding, no, the host can only extract the genes of humanoids. System. Hey! How can we extract the genes of the strong? Chen Feng was so annoyed. A gunship, flying at low altitude, strafed the abomination on the roof. Seeing this scene, Chen Feng suddenly thought of a plot in The Incredible Hulk, where the Hulk was exhausted from beating the abomination, and fell to the ground, motionless. Then he might be able to take advantage of Hate's hatred for the Hulk and make Hate willingly let him extract the genes. Chen Feng endured the pain and chased the armed helicopter on the ground. When the armed helicopter was destroyed by the abomination and fell into a dilapidated ancient building, Chen Feng directly hid in the building not far away. He's waiting for the moment when the Hulk knocks the abomination down. Hulk strikes. The furious voice reached Chen Feng's ears. Then there was an earth shaking. Then came the roar of the Hulk and the abomination. Chen Feng knew that the opportunity was coming. He ran out and mixed in the crowd. He saw the Hulk firmly tied the neck of the abomination with a thick iron chain. And the hatred struggled desperately, but couldn't break free. When the Hulk wanted to strangle the abomination to death, the Hulk's girlfriend Betty said, "No." The Hulk was unwilling, but he still stopped, let go of his hatred, and slowly calmed down. Chen Feng began to approach the hatred slowly. All eyes were on the Hulk as he fled angrily, enraged by the bright lights of a gunship. So, Chen Feng made a move. Running to the side of the abomination, he whispered to the abomination, "Bronsky, I have a way to kill the Hulk, but in advance, you must be willing to let me extract your genes." With hatred in his weakness, he turned his head to look at Chen Feng. His beast-like eyes made Chen Feng's heart go numb. "What's your solution?" Hate asked weakly. The hatred at this moment is very weak and depressed at the same time. If not for this, he would have slapped Chen Feng to a pulp long ago. "How about I extract your genes and become as strong as you, and then we join forces to kill the Hulk?" Chen Feng said. Hate did not speak, but looked at Chen Feng vigilantly. Chen Feng saw the worry of hatred, and he said, "Don't worry, my extraction of your genes will not affect you, as long as you are willing." "Okay, I agree," Hate said. Chen Feng was ecstatic, and quickly put his hands on the hatred, thinking to himself, "System, extract the genes of hatred for me and fuse them with me." Ding, the hate gene has been successfully extracted and is being fused. System. Ding, congratulations to the host for merging the hate gene. System. Following the system prompt, a terrifying force began to change Chen Feng's body. What? Chen Feng let out a scream. He felt that the bones, tendons, flesh and skin of his body were forcibly stretched, and the severe pain made him feel worse than death. Chapter 2, Evolve into a Titan. Fortunately, the transformation process was very fast. After a few seconds, Chen Feng turned into a giant humanoid beast just like the abomination. Ding, since the host successfully extracted the gene for the first time, the system rewards the novice with a big gift package. System. Chen Feng opened the big gift bag with his consciousness and saw an evolutionary gene. He became excited. The loathsome gene evolved again, and he would definitely be able to fight the Hulk hard. System, evolve the hate gene for me. Chen Feng said. Ding, the hate gene is evolving. System. Ding, the hate gene evolved successfully. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the Titan gene. System. Following the system prompt, Chen Feng's body changed again. This time, it may be because of the disgusting physique, the pain is not as strong as before. But the changes are huge. Chen Feng is 2.5 meters tall and weighs more than 1 kilogram after merging the hate gene. Now he is 3 meters tall and weighs more than 2 kilograms. His skin has also changed from green to bronze, and he has a strong back and waist. He is completely a strong giant, not a humanoid monster like before. Feeling the terrifying power contained in his body, Chen Feng smiled with satisfaction, and finally felt a sense of security. The hatred lying on the ground witnessed Chen Feng's transformation with his own eyes, and he said in surprise, Why can you transform twice?" Chen Feng looked down at the hatred, and said, "Because I can extract genes." The people at the scene thought it was hatred screaming at first, so they didn't pay attention, but when they turned around and saw Chen Feng, who was bigger than Hulk, they were all terrified and pointed their guns at Chen Feng. General Ross was dumbfounded. "What's the situation? Why did a giant monster suddenly appear? What?" Betty suddenly let out a broken scream. "Hiss, The other women took a breath. Wow, the man was surprised with envy. Except for General Ross, everyone was staring at Chen Feng. Chen Feng looked down. Shit, it's too exaggerated. Hey man, use this as a cover. A soldier throws a roll of green cloth. Chen Feng caught it, opened the green cloth, wrapped it around his waist, and tied a few firm knots. After finishing, he heard the disappointed laments of many women. Chen Feng didn't bother to talk to those hungry and thirsty women, thinking to himself, what's there to be disappointed, it's so big, you can bear it. Who are you? General Ross asked aloud. My name is Chen Feng, and I can help you catch the Hulk. Chen Feng said plainly, his tone was very flat, but when he spoke, he would roar in a low voice. Maybe this is the unique voice of a giant. Then what do you want? General Ross asked. He is a person who does not hesitate to trade with the devil in order to achieve his goal. He is also an ambitious person. In order to rule the world, he wants to take a sample of the Hulk's blood and copy it to create more super soldiers. Tell me about the Hulk's whereabouts. Chen Feng said. The Hulk can run very well, and after just a while, he has already run away. So Chen Feng had to cooperate with General Ross. Because he needs the genes of the Hulk, otherwise he may never return to his human body. Although his current body is very strong and powerful, it is too huge, and he can't find a suitable object to generate electricity for love. You'd better not fool me, or my army will crush you into a pulp. General Ross threatened coldly. Then he picked up the walkie-talkie and said, tell me, the Hulk's whereabouts. Report to the general, the Hulk is in the security zone and is fleeing to Forest Park. The voice of General Ross's subordinate came from the walkie-talkie. Fly the helicopter and take me there. Chen Feng said. He came to the United States for the first time, his eyes were darkened, and he didn't know where it was. Send 2 helicopters over, General Ross ordered. Yes, General, replied Catherine, secretary to General Ross. After only a minute or two of waiting, 2 helicopters arrived, one of which was a heavy-duty helicopter, which must have been specially dispatched considering Chen Feng's huge size. When Chen Feng wanted to get on the helicopter, the originally weak hatred stood up slowly, and said, I will go too, I will beat Hulk to the ground. The abomination with abnormal recovery ability has almost recovered to its strongest state after a few minutes. You can go, but this time you must obey the order. If you disobey my order again, I will send you to hell. General Ross warned the abomination. Hate is actually loyal to General Ross, and he would not have attacked General Ross if General Ross hadn't ordered to shoot him just now. Hate gave General Ross a comical military salute, promising, yes, General. General Ross waved his hand, let's go. Abomination and Chen Feng took the same helicopter. In the spacious cabin, Abomination said to Chen Feng, how powerful are you? I used your genes to evolve into a titan, so my strength is 10 times that of yours. Chen Feng said truthfully. The titans are the legendary ancient gods who once ruled the earth. Although they have no mana, they are extremely powerful. They are invulnerable to weapons, water and fire. 10 times. Hate was dumbfounded. Chen Feng nodded. Can you help me evolve into a titan too? Abomination looked at Chen Feng eagerly and said. Abomination is a person who pursues power. For power, he is not afraid of death, and dares to fight Hulk with his mortal body. Chen Feng shook his head and said, I can't. One more strong person, one more danger, he won't be able to join the enemy, and he can't do it either, he himself can only extract genes by the system. Hearing that Chen Feng said no, his disgusted face immediately became ugly, his breath was short of breath, his fists were clenched tightly, and the veins on his body burst out, as if he wanted to beat Chen Feng. Seeing the state of hatred, Chen Feng threatened coldly, you are not my opponent, I advise you to be honest, otherwise I don't mind killing you. Woohoo! Hate breathing heavily, trying to control his rampant emotions. Mr. Chen, Bronsky, the Hulk is hiding in the cave below. General Ross said that you can act. The pilot of the helicopter said. There were still hundreds of meters from the ground, but Chen Feng jumped down without any timidity. Hate also jumped down. Boom. Boom. 2 loud bangs. Both Chen Feng and Abomination landed made a hole. After a few jumps, Chen Feng and Abomination arrived at the entrance of a huge cave. Abomination faced the cave and yelled, "Hulk, come out and die." Roar. Immediately there was a furious roar from the dark cave, and then the Hulk rushed out fearlessly like a speeding tank. Not afraid of hatred, he took the lead to meet the enemy, but was directly knocked into the air by the Hulk. After the Hulk hit the Abomination, he swung his giant fist and punched Chen Feng. Chen Feng tilted his head to avoid the Hulk's fist, then quickly grabbed the Hulk's wrist with both hands, turned his back to the Hulk, and while pulling down with both hands, bent down and pushed his hips upwards. A beautiful over-the-shoulder throw was completed in an instant. There was a loud bang. The Hulk was thrown to the ground severely by Chen Feng. Chapter 3, Footsteps on the Hate, Hands Up the Hulk. The Hulk was thrown dizzy. Chen Feng didn't give the Hulk a chance to resist, and went all out, punching and kicking the Hulk crazily. Because going all out to defeat the opponent is the highest etiquette in battle. The Hulk relies on his strong physique and infinite divine power to crush his opponents with one force. But now the Hulk was facing Chen Feng, a titan who was stronger than him. In addition, Chen Feng had rich combat experience, so he couldn't use his advantage at all, and was suppressed by Chen Feng. Being knocked into the air, the hatred who ran back was stunned. Good, so powerful. The hatred sighed. General Ross, who was watching from the helicopter, was also shocked by this scene. Betty, who was also on the helicopter, saw her boyfriend being beaten so weakly by Chen Feng, she became anxious, and begged her father, "Dad, save Banner quickly." Betty likes to drag her father back. As long as her father's plan is about to succeed, she will definitely come out to make trouble. "Don't worry, your boyfriend isn't that fragile," General Ross said angrily. He had experienced the strength of the Hulk before, and he couldn't kill it with heavy weapons. "Then let me go," Betty said angrily. She wanted to go down to cheer her boyfriend up, because every time the Hulk was in danger, her appearance would make the Hulk stronger. "Don't make trouble," General Ross said angrily. If such a daughter was not his own, he really wanted to push off the helicopter and die. Below. The Green Giant was beaten more and more by Chen Feng, and his strength increased with his anger. Suddenly he roared, hugged Chen Feng's feet, lifted Chen Feng up, and slammed Chen Feng into the rock. Hate seeing this scene, shot. With a strange cry, he stepped forward and put his arms around the Hulk's neck. Without the Hulk's stop, Chen Feng came out of the rock. Although his face was disheveled, he was unscathed. This is the powerful physique of a titan. "Hulk, get ready to accept my anger," Chen Feng said angrily. He was careless just now, and the Hulk had a chance to resist. Chen Feng kicked his feet, and there was a loud bang, like a rocket launched, soaring into the air, and the position where the Hulk was standing happened to be. Boom! The Hulk was trampled into the ground by Chen Feng. Then Chen Feng squatted down, grabbed the Hulk's neck with one hand, and lifted it up. Beneath his massive size, the Hulk is like a child. Chen Feng's strength was unimaginable. He grabbed the Hulk's neck with one hand, but the Hulk couldn't break free. Bang bang bang. The Hulk roared and punched Chen Feng, but Chen Feng was unscathed. Chen Feng, who transformed into a titan, is not afraid of the current Hulk at all, because the current Hulk has not yet grown up and is not as scary as the later stage. "Let me extract your genes willingly, otherwise, die," Chen Feng said coldly. The Hulk struggled to choke out a few words. "Hoku, never give in." Humph. Chen Feng stepped up his strength and pinched the Hulk until he spit out his tongue, but the Hulk just didn't die. It has to be admitted that the Hulk's vitality is extremely strong. The Abomination next to him suddenly attacked, and after approaching, his body turned, and the bone spur on his elbow was inserted into the Hulk's heart. The Hulk screamed, and after his body froze, he became weaker. "Stop." Betty appeared like a savior. Unmoved, Chen Feng continued to increase his strength. The Abomination was even worse, and his bone spurs stabbed the Hulk all over his body, causing the Hulk to bleed profusely of green blood. Betty didn't care about anything, ran over directly, grabbed the green cloth wrapped around Chen Feng's waist, and begged in a tearful voice, "Please, let Banner go. My extraction of his genes won't affect him in any way, but he doesn't want to, so he must die," Chen Feng said flatly. General Ross, who was in the distance, was unmoved when he heard Chen Feng's words. What he wanted was Hulk's blood, and he didn't care about Hulk's life or death. Banner, promise him quickly, or you will die. Betty persuaded, crying. It may be because of Betty, the Hulk, who was already unable to breathe, actually said again, no, Hulk, never give in. Seeing the Hulk's stubbornness, Chen Feng became impatient. With his other hand, he suddenly grabbed Betty's neck and lifted it up as well. Then he said to the Hulk, what about now? Are you going to give in? Ahem, let me go, let. Betty was pinched so hard to breathe, her feet kicked in the air. Roar. Hulk's strength suddenly became several times stronger, and he roared out his inner anger. Chen Feng, let go of Betty, she is my daughter. General Ross shouted anxiously. Whether she can survive depends entirely on whether Hulk is willing to let me extract the genes. Chen Feng said coldly. In the Marvel world, kindness is a sin. If you want to live, you must be ruthless. Only when you become stronger can you be qualified to survive. Bronsky, stop him, General Ross ordered. Hate hesitated for a moment, and finally chose to obey General Ross and attack Chen Feng. Hate attacked Chen Feng's back with the bone spurs from his elbows, but Chen Feng's body was so strong that he was invulnerable, his bone spurs couldn't pierce Chen Feng's body at all, instead his own bone spurs were broken. Chen Feng turned a blind eye to Abomination's attack. He turned around and kicked Alba's right foot off. Hate knelt down on one foot, the severe pain made him howl again and again. Hulk is okay, his strength will become stronger with anger, but the Abomination is different, the power of Abomination will not become stronger, so Chen Feng, who is 10 times stronger than the Abomination, directly crushes the Abomination. Chen Feng kicked the Hatred to the ground with his foot, and then stomped hard. With a click, the bone that hated the chest was broken, and the chest sank. Roar, Hate screamed, and the strength to struggle was gone. With his feet on the loathing and the Hulk in his hands, Chen Feng was filled with joy, he couldn't help but raise his head, and shouted to the sky, roar. General Ross was very worried about his daughter, so he whispered an order through the walkie-talkie, sniper, aim at Chen Feng's head and try to get a shot in the head. Received. The sniper's response came from the intercom. 10 seconds later, several gunshots rang out. Chen Feng was shot several times in the head. Although the skin wasn't even broken, it still hurt quite a bit, so he got angry, glared at General Ross who was not far away, and said, "Are you trying to kill your daughter with my hands?" General Ross's face was ugly. He didn't answer Chen Feng's words, but used the walkie-talkie in a low voice, and continued to give orders, "Put on armor-piercing bullets, if you can't kill Chen Feng, you all get out of here." General Ross's army is very strong, and has a lot of black weapons and heavy weapons. So Chen Feng chose to avoid the edge temporarily, anyway, he had already caught the Hulk. As for Betty not being able to release it for the time being, he needs Betty to let the Hulk willingly let him extract the genes, and he also needs Betty to leave here as a hostage. Chen Feng held Betty with his left hand and the Hulk with his right, kicked his feet and jumped up high. Bang bang bang. Chen Feng was hit on the back by an armor-piercing bullet and fell from midair. Chapter 4, Extracting the Hulk Gene. Chen Feng fell to the ground, but did not fall, still holding Hulk and Betty in his hands. With a strong back, several thick armor-piercing bullets were forced out of his body. As soon as the armor-piercing bullets left his body, the wounds on his body immediately healed, and he recovered in a few seconds. He glanced back at General Ross, and put down his harsh words, "General Ross, your actions have made me remember you. Don't worry, I will come back to you." Done. He ran with all his strength, and wherever he passed, the trees were broken. "General, Chen Feng is holding Miss Betty in his hand, so our people dare not use heavy weapons, what should we do?" Secretary Catherine said. General Ross slammed the walkie-talkie and said angrily, "It's really a daughter who has not done enough, and has more than failed. It's fine if you don't kiss me usually, and you make trouble for me everywhere, fake." "General?" Catherine asked. General Ross sighed helplessly, "Retreat." Suddenly, General Ross thought of his powerful general, Bronsky, and asked, "Is Bronsky dead?" "No, but the injury was serious." Catherine said. "It's good if you don't die." General Ross said with relief. He was not satisfied with the ability of the Abomination, because the abomination cannot turn into a human being. If he creates a large number of humanoid monsters like the abomination, all human beings will resist him. After Chen Feng left the forest park, he ran into a sewer. In the Marvel world, surveillance is everywhere, and there is nowhere to hide. Only the sewers can barely escape the tracking of the eyes of the sky. After entering the sewer, Chen Feng stopped running. He puts down Hulk and Betty. The Hulk had already been stunned by his pinch, and he collapsed to the ground as soon as he let go. Betty was better, but the pinch was uncomfortable, and when he let go, he wobbled for a while and then returned to normal. Betty, who was free, threw herself on the Hulk, crying, "Banner, wake up. You'd better persuade Hulk to let me extract the genes willingly, otherwise I will really kill you." Chen Feng threatened. "I will persuade him, don't kill us." Betty begged, crying. Seeing the lovely Betty in pear blossoms with rain, Chen Feng felt a little unbearable, but when he thought that this was his only chance to transform back into a human, the unbearable in his heart disappeared. What's the point of bullying a woman? As long as he can become stronger, he will not hesitate to throw away the dust forever. The Hulk's recovery ability is nothing to say, a word is awesome, and he woke up in just a short while. Seeing that the Hulk had woken up, Betty immediately persuaded him, "Banner, let him extract the gene, it won't hurt you anyway, so don't resist, or he will kill us." Hulk, never give in. Hulk said weakly, he is the independent personality after Banner's transformation, named Hulk. In Hulk's heart, there is no fear, only infinite anger. "For me, can't it?" Betty said sadly. The Hulk looked at Betty, and there was a trace of tenderness in his wild eyes. "Hulk, I give you two choices. 1. You are willing to let me extract the genes. 2. I will kill Betty now." Chen Feng said coldly. Hulk recovered a lot, but he didn't go crazy, maybe because he knew he couldn't beat Chen Feng. He looked at his lovely and pitiful girlfriend, and finally chose to lower his noble head, and said weakly, "Hulk chose to let you extract the genes. Smart choice." Chen Feng praised happily. He stepped forward, put his hands on the Hulk, and thought to himself, "System, extract the Hulk's gene for me and fuse it with me." Ding, the Hulk gene extraction failed. System. Failure. Chen Feng was furious, and punched the Hulk's head, blasting the Hulk's head into the ground. Puff. The Hulk spits out a stream of green blood. "Ah! Why don't you keep your words?" Betty accused angrily. "Your boyfriend is not willing to let me extract genes at all." Chen Feng explained. "Impossible, he didn't resist you just now." Betty didn't believe it. "If you don't believe me, ask him yourself." Chen Feng said angrily. "Banner, is what he said true?" Betty asked. The Hulk spat out spittle with green blood, glared at Chen Feng, and said, "Hulk, if you don't die, you don't count as a loss." Looking at the Hulk who refused to admit defeat, Chen Feng was glad that he had captured Betty, otherwise he would really have no choice but to take the Hulk. Without Chen Feng's further persuasion, Betty took the initiative to persuade the Hulk, "Banner, you're doing it for me, is that okay? Let him extract the genes, and then we'll live in a place where no one knows us." Seeing Betty's pleading eyes affectionately, Hulk finally gave in, and said to Chen Feng again, "Come on. I won't lie to you this time." Chen Feng put his hands on the Hulk again, and thought to himself, "System, extract the Hulk gene." Ding, the Hulk gene was successfully extracted. System. Chen Feng was overjoyed that he could finally turn back into a human. "Let's go." Chen Feng said. Hulk and Betty were useless to him. When the Hulk heard this, he quickly fled with Betty in his arms. After the Hulk and Betty left, Chen Feng said, "System, fuse the Hulk gene into me." Ding, congratulations to the host for merging the Hulk gene. System. Other than the darker bronzed skin color, no other changes. Chen Feng began to take a deep breath to calm himself down. Soon, his body changed. As his mood calmed down, his body became smaller and smaller, and eventually returned to normal. Chen Feng was very happy to be transformed back into a human, but there was one thing that made him dissatisfied. He, like the Hulk, became an ordinary person when he became a human, and he would experience short-term weakness. After he controlled his emotions and transformed several times, he was relieved. Ordinary people are too weak. It seems that we need to extract the genes of other superheroes, such as Captain America, Spider-Man, Thor, etc. They are all good choices. Chen Feng said to himself. Chen Feng came out of the sewer and entered the city. Before he could confirm his temporary residence, he met a beautiful foreign girl whom he still knew. Natasha, nicknamed Black Widow, a senior agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. and a goddess in Marvel. Natasha walked up to Chen Feng with graceful steps, stretched out her white right hand, showed a charming smile, and said, "My name is Natasha, nice to meet you, Chen Feng." Natasha came to Chen Feng after receiving a mission from Director Fury. The mission was to invite Chen Feng to join S.H.I.E.L.D. and to find out about Chen Feng. S.H.I.E.L.D., as long as they are strong, they will be given full member status if they have good character, and they will be given outside staff status if they are bad character. Chen Feng shook hands with Natasha and said with a smile, "What do you want from me?" He was not surprised that Natasha could find him. S.H.I.E.L.D. is one of the most powerful organizations in the Marvel Universe. It's too easy to find him and find him. "Seeing how handsome you are, I just want to buy you a glass of wine," Natasha said softly. Chapter 5, S.H.I.E.L.D.'s winning. "You are so beautiful, how can I have the heart to refuse? But can you buy me a suit first?" Chen Feng said bluntly, now he is still wrapped in green cloth. "No problem," Catherine said with a smile. Natasha was rich, so she took Chen Feng directly to a famous brand clothing store. Anyway, he didn't need to pay for it himself, so Chen Feng chose a well-fitting suit, a pair of leather shoes, a belt, a watch. Chen Feng, who came out of the fitting room, seemed to be a different person, so cool. Thick eyebrows and big eyes, high nose and wide mouth, a Chinese character face, plus that 1.8 meters tall, burly body, rhinoceros-like thick neck, broad shoulders, thick hands and feet, terrifying muscles all over the body, revealing full of explosive power. He was already cool, but now he was wearing a suit, and his shirt was only buttoned with the middle two buttons, so that it gave off a wild look, and the charm of a man was fully displayed. "Oh my God!" Natasha covered her small mouth and exclaimed, causing a huge wave in her heart. She has seen a lot of men, but this is the first time she has seen such a manly man. Wow, so cool. He's so strong, he must be a fitness instructor. If I had a boyfriend like this, I would be the most satisfied woman in the world. The waitresses in the clothing store were obsessed with Chen Feng. If it wasn't for Natasha, they would definitely rush forward and throw Chen Feng down. Natasha stepped forward, put her arms around Chen Feng's arm, and proudly said to the nympho waitresses, "This is my boyfriend." Chen Feng smiled slightly, but he didn't take it seriously. He has seen the Marvel movies, but he knows Natasha very well. Natasha is an expert in feelings. There are countless superheroes who have been fascinated by her, but none of them can successfully win her. It's okay to play, but if you really lose. "Chen Feng, let's go drink," Natasha said softly. This voice made Chen Feng feel an impulse in his heart. He stretched out his arms and roughly hugged Natasha's small waist, and walked out. Natasha didn't struggle either, she let Chen Feng hug her like a little bird. Led by Natasha, Chen Feng came to a lively bar and entered a box. The decoration in the box is very luxurious, especially with the factors of music and lighting, it has a special atmosphere. Natasha asked the waiter for a bottle of whiskey, opened the bottle, poured 2 glasses, and handed one of them to Chen Feng. Chen Feng took the wine glass. "Cheers to our meeting," Natasha said ambiguously. "Cheers." Chen Feng and Natasha clinked glasses. Bang. Chen Feng was bold, held his head up and finished it in one gulp. Natasha took a sip gracefully, then said to Chen Feng with a smile, "It's a pity to have wine but no story. I wonder if Mr. Chen Feng can tell me a story about yourself." "My name is Chen Feng, a native of China. I pursue power, so I came to the country of America, and the lecture is over," Chen Feng said. Is this the end?" Natasha was speechless. "Yes, it's over." Chen Feng didn't want to reveal more, because if he told the whole story, S.H.I.E.L.D. might arrest him for research, after all, he has no background. "Aside from pursuing power, what other purpose do you have?" Natasha asked. "I can extract other people's genes without causing any harm to others." The premise is that others are willing to cooperate. Chen Feng said, he can't hide his ability, so he just said it directly. Superpower? Natasha asked curiously. Chen Feng nodded, that's right. I heard that you extracted the hate gene, and the hate gene cannot be transformed back into a human being. How did you transform back? Natasha continued to ask. Because I later extracted the Hulk's gene, and controlled my emotions well, I can transform at will. Chen Feng said. There are two kinds of strong people on Earth. One is called a superhero, who is loved by all mankind, and the other is called a supervillain, who is the public enemy of all mankind. Which of these two kinds of strong people do you want to be? Natasha asked sharply. Of course it's a superhero. Chen Feng replied in seconds, thinking to himself, only a fool would say that he wants to be a supervillain. Have you ever heard of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Natasha asked. Although she didn't know whether Chen Feng was good or bad, at present, he was fully qualified to be a member of S.H.I.E.L.D. Not only have I heard of S.H.I.E.L.D., I also know that your chief is Fury, who is one-eyed, and your Natasha is nicknamed Black Widow. Chen Feng pretended to be mysterious. Natasha was shocked. Although S.H.I.E.L.D. is powerful, it has always acted in a low-key manner, so there are not many people who know S.H.I.E.L.D., let alone Fury, the director of S.H.I.E.L.D. How do you know this? Natasha asked in surprise. Chen Feng took a sip of his wine before saying, I won't tell you. It's very important to create power for yourself. Doing so will prevent S.H.I.E.L.D. from easily offending him. Okay. Then I'll just say it straight, our director Fury wants to invite you to join S.H.I.E.L.D., think about it. Natasha said. I can join, but I have conditions. Chen Feng said. You say. Natasha. First, help me get an American identity. Second, I want to be free. Unless special events require my help, other time is arranged by myself. Third, introduce me to Iron Man Tony, I want to work with him. Chen Feng stated 3 conditions in succession. It's alright, but if you need freedom, you can only become an outsider of S.H.I.E.L.D., and outsiders don't have much power, Natasha said. It's okay. Chen Feng didn't care. As far as he knew, the great people in S.H.I.E.L.D. were basically outsiders, such as Hulk, Iron Man, Ant-Man, and so on. Natasha stood up, stretched out her right hand, and said enthusiastically, I represent S.H.I.E.L.D., and you are welcome to join. Chen Feng also stood up, shook hands with Natasha, and said with a smile, it's an honor. After sitting down again, Natasha asked curiously, Chen Feng, why are you looking for Tony to cooperate? In terms of technology. Chen Feng said. In the Marvel world, money can also become stronger, and Iron Man is one of the representatives. And the Green Goblin, Dr. Octopus, and more. So Chen Feng wanted to get Iron Man's genes and mechanical talents. Then he can make a fortune by relying on technology, and then learn from Ultron, create mechanical legions, and establish his own huge power. What technology? Natasha asked. Want to know? Chen Feng asked back. Natasha nodded, yes. Dear, I'll tell you with one bite. Chen Feng smiled wickedly, facing a stunner, he was a straight man of steel who didn't take advantage of it. Natasha pushed Chen Feng a bit, and said shyly, you are so bad. Natasha is unwilling, and Chen Feng can't force it, after all, he hasn't really become strong yet. Chapter 6, The Enemy of Iron Man. Not long after Chen Feng chatted with Natasha, a man in black pushed open the door, handed a lockbox to Natasha, and then turned and left without saying hello. Natasha pushed the lockbox to Chen Feng, and said, the password is 123,456, which contains, your ID card, S.H.I.E.L.D. ID card, a satellite phone, a salary card, and the salary card contains, US dollars. Then Natasha said again, in addition, S.H.I.E.L.D. has already contacted Iron Man Tony for you, and he promised to meet you tomorrow morning. Thank you. Chen Feng thanked. Natasha stood up and said, that's okay, I'll go. Goodbye. Chen Feng waved his hand. As soon as Natasha left, Chen Feng also left, and he found a hotel next to the bar to live in. At this time, he was so tired that he fell asleep as soon as he lay on the bed. The next day, Chen Feng was woken up by the alarm clock on his mobile phone. After washing up quickly, he took a taxi to the Stark Industries Group. 2 hours later. When Chen Feng arrived at Stark Industries Group, he told the front desk crush about his intentions. After waiting for a short while, Tony's secretary Pepper appeared. "Mr. Chen, hello, I'm Tony's secretary, you can call me Little Pepper." Little Pepper greeted warmly. "Hello, is Tony there?" Chen Feng said. Little Pepper nodded, "Well, yes, he is waiting for you in the office, follow me." Pepper took Chen Feng to Tony's office in the president's special elevator. When he arrived at Tony's office, what Chen Feng saw was a laboratory full of mechanical parts, which didn't look like an office at all. "Tony, Mr. Chen is here," Little Pepper reminded. Without looking back, Tony continued to be busy with his research, and said, "What do you want to cooperate with me?" His tone was full of arrogance. "I can help you develop life machines," Chen Feng said. "Hee hee. Then show me what you have achieved." Tony smiled, obviously he didn't believe it, because in his cognition, life machines couldn't exist. "If you are willing to let me extract your genes, I will be able to create a life machine for you to see," Chen Feng said. Tony stopped researching, turned to look at Chen Feng, suddenly laughed, and said, "I am willing to let you extract genes, do you really think I am an idiot?" Although he is a mechanical engineer, he also knows the importance of genes. "This is a deal, extract your genes, and give you life machine technology," Chen Feng said seriously. "I don't need your technology, not to mention you can't come up with this technology now, so I'm sorry." Tony refused. "I also know how to heal your chest injury," Chen Feng added. Tony shook his head and said disappointedly, "It seems that you are a liar, let's go." He asked Jarvis to check it and also simulated it. There is no way to treat his injury. He can only rely on the chest reactor to absorb the shrapnel close to the heart, so he doesn't believe Chen Feng's words. "Nanotechnology can help you remove the shrapnel in your body, and the regenerative cradle technology can repair your wounds," Chen Feng said. "No matter how well you put it, how can I trust you if you can't show these technologies?" Tony said impatiently. "I don't have nanotechnology and regenerative cradle technology, but I know someone has them. As long as you let me extract genes, I will tell you. In addition, I will help you create life machines," Chen Feng said. "That's enough. If it wasn't for S.H.I.E.L.D's sake, I wouldn't even meet a liar like you. Now I give you 2 options. 1, leave by yourself, or 2, I'll call the security to ask you to leave." Tony chased people off without politeness. Although Chen Feng needs Tony's mechanical talent very much, it doesn't mean that he will flatter him. He also has dignity. "Your decision will make you have one more enemy." Chen Feng put down his harsh words, turned and left. In the Marvel world, there will never be a shortage of geniuses. For example, Dr. Zhao Hailuan, the machinery manufactured by nanotechnology is extremely convenient. For example, the battle suit made by Princess Shuli is stronger than Iron Man's suit. For example, Dr. Octopus, although his mechanical arm is not powerful, but in terms of reaction, it is very powerful. For example, Hank Pym, the battle suits and Pym particles produced can be large or small. Blah blah blah, too many. Chen Feng chose Iron Man because he has what Iron Man needs. But I didn't expect Iron Man to be so disrespectful to him and drive him out directly. He must return this bad breath in the future, and he will return it with a mechanical armor. Let Tony know that the mechanical armor he made is the most advanced and powerful. In Tony's office, Pepper said worriedly, "Tony, he is a mutant. After transforming, he is extremely powerful and invulnerable. He is very powerful. If you offend him like this, you will get yourself into trouble." "What are you afraid of? He can't fly, and I can send him to hell with a single missile in the sky," Tony Nyo coaxed. He had just become Iron Man, and his mentality was inflated. Little Pepper stopped talking. Chen Feng, who left the Stark Industries group, was thinking about going to that scientist when he suddenly thought of a question, that is, can the genes of corpses be extracted? If he could, he would be able to extract Dr. Zola's genes. Dr. Zola was the chief scientist of Hydra during World War II. He was a very good scientist, the kind who could completely crush Iron Man, and even transfer his consciousness into a computer. You know how backward the computer was at that time, but he just did it. Thinking of this, Chen Feng became excited. He contacted the system and asked, "System, can I extract the genes of the corpse?" Ding, corpses don't resist, they don't have consciousness, so as long as they are humanoid corpses. System. Damn, that's great. If I had known that I could extract the genes of the corpse, why would I be looking for Iron Man? I'm just making myself feel uncomfortable. Chen Feng said excitedly. Chen Feng went straight to the motorcycle dealership, bought a heavy motorcycle, and then took out the satellite phone that S.H.I.E.L.D. provided him with, and called Natasha, the Black Widow. When the phone was dialed, Chen Feng said, "Natasha, tell me the address of the secret military base where Captain America trained." "What do you want?" Natasha asked. "Don't worry about it, you tell me the address, I owe you a favor." Chen Feng said, "There is no way, he is alone, he can only ask Natasha for help, but he will be able to create an intelligent system in a short time. At that time, he can get any information he wants at will, and the sky eyes of the United States will become his eyes." "Okay, wait a moment, and I'll check it out for you." Natasha readily agreed. The former would not make promises casually, not to mention just helping to check an address during World War II, it's not too cost-effective. Chapter 7, Extracting Dr. Zola's Genes. Captain America's plan is an official high-level secret of the United States, but in front of S.H.I.E.L.D., such a level of secrets can be checked and viewed at will. No, after only 1 minute, Natasha sent the address to Chen Feng by text message, and also sent a map location thoughtfully. Chen Feng turned on the navigation in the mobile phone, fixed the mobile phone on the front of the car, and then drove the heavy locomotive according to the navigation instructions. Come out of the city, enter the country lane, and then enter a mountain road where no one walks. Started to set off in the morning, and found a scene that was the same as in the plot of Captain America 17 at 00:2 in the afternoon. Chen Feng took out his mobile phone and saw that there was no signal at all, so he knew he was in the right place. "Hello, is anyone there?" Chen Feng shouted loudly. Waited for dozens of seconds and no one responded. After confirming that there was really no one there, Chen Feng climbed up the fence net and entered inside. Chen Feng, who is familiar with the plot, went in and went straight to a warehouse. The door to the warehouse was a heavy iron door, and it was locked with a big lock. Chen Feng pulled it with brute force, but it couldn't come off. So he found a steel bar nearby, put it in the lock and pried it. The steel bar is bent, but the lock is still good. Helpless, he had no choice but to transform into a titan. Roar! Chen Feng transformed into a 3-meter-high titan with a huge body. Suddenly, he thought of something, and looked down. The clothes, pants, and shoes were all torn apart by the transformation just now. Fuck, I forgot to take off my clothes. I must make a shrinkable battle suit in the future. Chen Feng muttered. He stopped picking the lock, and stretched out his hand to push it lightly. Boom! The thick iron gate was pushed down by him, which shows how terrifying his power is when he transformed into a titan. It was pitch black in the warehouse. He took out his mobile phone, found the power switch, and when he pressed the switch, the warehouse immediately lit up. Turn left and turn right, and you will come to an archive room. After confirming that it was the wooden cabinet opened by Captain America in the movie, he grabbed the edge of the wooden cabinet and pulled it to the right. Click. The wooden cabinets were pulled open. Inside is an elevator with a combination lock. Chen Feng has a good memory. He remembers the password that Natasha scanned with a high-tech mobile phone in the movie. 8539. Press a string of passwords. Click. The elevator door opens. Chen Feng walked in without hesitation. The elevator door closed automatically and descended. Click. The elevator door opens. What I saw was a dark space. He got out of the elevator and didn't take a few steps. Suddenly a light came on. A huge antique computer appeared in front of Chen Feng. Seeing such a huge antique computer and rows of databases, Chen Feng couldn't help but sigh in his heart how powerful Dr. Zola is. Antique computer boot. A string of green English words are displayed on the display, whether to start the system. Chen Feng stretched out his hand and typed yes. The monitor flashed green, and a green human head appeared. Then a hoarse voice came from the speaker, "Who are you?" Chen Feng saw that Dr. Zola didn't know him, so he deduced that the Hydra people hadn't let Dr. Zola connect to the network. "My name is Chen Feng, and I came here specially to find you," Chen Feng said. "How did you know of my existence?" Dr. Zola asked curiously. "I am a member of Hydra, and the new leader sent me to find you." Chen Feng nonsense said, "In order to get Dr. Zola's gene, character is not important, as long as one's own dignity is there." "Oh, what do you want me for?" asked Dr. Zola. "Re-revival you." Chen Feng said every word. The green human head on the monitor flickered for a while, and then Dr. Zola's excited voice came out, "Can you really revive me?" Chen Feng nodded, "Yes. In 1972, I was diagnosed with a terminal illness and science could not save my body. So I put all the data from my brain into the computer, and the data is stored in a 20-foot-long database. You are standing in my brain right now. Although I am very spiritual now, I still long for life. What I never expected is that our organization has developed the technology to resurrect a person. Honestly, I can't wait to have a human body," said Dr. Zola. "Our organization has developed the regeneration cradle technology, but you need to extract your genes to create the most suitable body and brain for you, and I happen to have the superpower to extract genes, so the leader sent me to revive you," Chen Feng said clearly. "My corpse is right under the host computer. Be careful when you look for it, and don't break the data cable." Dr. Zola didn't doubt it, and directly revealed the location of his corpse. "Okay." A wicked smile appeared on the corner of Chen Feng's mouth. Chen Feng, who transformed into a titan, easily lifted the floor without too much violence. Dr. Zola is still useful to him, so Dr. Zola can't be wiped out right now. There are too many data cables under the mainframe, and they are densely packed. Fortunately, the quality of the data cables is good. Otherwise, with Chen Feng's current size, Dr. Zola would have died long ago. Under the guidance of Dr. Zola, Chen Feng found Dr. Zola's body. Dr. Zola's body is stored in a transparent metal glass tank filled with liquid, which is very well preserved and lifelike. Chen Feng carried the glass tank out, put it on the open space, stretched out his finger and flicked it. Bang! The extremely hard metal glass cylinder was broken by his finger. Putting his hand on Dr. Zola's body, he said secretly in his heart, "System, extract Dr. Zola's gene for me and fuse it with me." Ding, Dr. Zola's gene has been successfully extracted and is being fused. System. Ding, congratulations to the host for merging Dr. Zola's gene. System. Following the system prompt, a magical force began to change Chen Feng's brain. What? Chen Feng covered his head and let out a terrible cry. He felt that his head was about to explode, and the pain was, times worse than when he transformed. Are you okay?" Dr. Zola asked worriedly. Chen Feng was the key figure in his resurrection, and he didn't want anything to happen to Chen Feng. 5 minutes later. Chen Feng collapsed on the ground, sweaty and out of breath. "This kind of pain, I don't want to have it again," Chen Feng said weakly. The pain was so bad that he almost wanted to commit suicide just now to seek relief. "How is it? Has the gene extraction been successful?" Dr. Zola asked. Chen Feng nodded, "Successful, but you have to let me rest." "Okay, I'll wait for you," Dr. Zola said thoughtfully. The Titan's recovery ability is super strong, but it still took half an hour for Chen Feng to fully recover. After recovering, Chen Feng said to Dr. Zola, "Dr. Zola, I need your help now, tell me how to connect your brain to the computer." "Why do you need this kind of technology? Can't you just make the body, carry it over?" Dr. Zola was puzzled. Chapter 8, Receiving Data from the Genius Brain. "You don't seem to trust the organization?" Chen Feng asked in a questioning tone. "No, absolutely not. I am absolutely loyal to the organization." Dr. Zola hurriedly explained that as the chief scientist, he knew the horror of the Hydra organization very well. Those who betrayed Hydra would definitely die. "Then why are you unwilling to hand over this technology to the organization?" Chen Feng asked. "Stop talking, I'm willing to tell you," Dr. Zola said. "Then tell me." Chen Feng said happily. Fortunately, Dr. Zola has been isolated from the world for decades, otherwise, with Dr. Zola's IQ, he would never be fooled by Chen Feng. Dr. Zola directed Chen Feng to find out a set of equipment. There was a helmet on the equipment, and the helmet was connected to a large number of data lines. Chen Feng's head was too big, so he had no choice but to turn back into a human body. Put on the helmet, follow Dr. Zola's instructions, and connect a plug of the device to the host. Ready? Asked Dr. Zola. Ready. Chen Feng responded. He knew that Dr. Zola was about to transfer the technology of connecting the brain to the computer to him. If it was him in his previous life, he would not have dared to do so, because Dr. Zola's brain is more developed than anyone else's, and it is easy to overwhelm others. But now he has the physique of a titan, and with Dr. Zola's gene extracted, his brain is already very developed. I started the transmission. Dr. Zola said. After Dr. Zola finished speaking, a set of data appeared in Chen Feng's brain. With the increase of data, he became more and more familiar with the technology of connecting the brain to the computer. In about 10 seconds, the technology of connecting the brain to the computer was transferred. This easy method of obtaining knowledge made Chen Feng addicted. He said, Dr. Zola, can you pass on some knowledge to me so that I can increase my knowledge and prevent the leader from saying that I am ignorant all day long? Dr. Zola was unwilling to ask for help, but he couldn't refuse, so he passed some irrelevant knowledge to Chen Feng. The knowledge that Dr. Zola transferred to Chen Feng's brain seemed to be learned by Chen Feng himself, which was extremely miraculous. Dr. Zola's brain is so developed that it would take a 20-foot database to fill it. Several hours later, Dr. Zola hadn't finished the transmission. At this moment, Chen Feng has entered a mysterious state. He is intoxicated in the sea of knowledge and knows nothing about things outside of him. Natasha was standing right in front of him, and he didn't even know it. Natasha was very curious about why Chen Feng was going to the place where Captain America trained, so she secretly followed. Seeing Chen Feng wearing a helmet full of data cables, with an expression of enjoyment, she was curious, what is Chen Feng doing? Although she was curious, she did not interrupt Chen Feng, and she could clearly distinguish the seriousness of the matter. Dr. Zola was conveying with all his strength, so he didn't notice Natasha's arrival. Natasha waited and waited, from dawn to dusk, and from dusk to dawn, and repeated for 3 days before she saw Chen Feng open his eyes. Chen Feng, how are you? Natasha asked quickly. Seeing Natasha, Chen Feng thought to himself, oops. He only got some irrelevant knowledge from Dr. Zola now, and he hasn't got those super powerful technologies yet. The arrival of Natasha will definitely alert Dr. Zola. Really? After seeing Natasha, Dr. Zola asked alertly, who are you? My name is Natasha, who are you? Natasha asked, she was curious, what era is this, and an old computer is still used. Are you from Hydra? Dr. Zola asked. Natasha's face changed and she looked at Chen Feng. Chen Feng pretended to be angry, and said angrily to Natasha, didn't I ask you to guard outside the door? Why did you come in? Natasha understood what Chen Feng said, but as if she didn't hear it, she asked, tell me, what are you doing? Who is he? Chen Feng was so angry that he really wanted to slap Natasha and spoil his affairs. Go out and guard the door. Chen Feng roared angrily. If you don't tell me, I won't go out. Natasha bit her lips and said stubbornly. Chen Feng looked at Natasha. He was really angry. He secretly decided in his heart that when he really became stronger, he must let Natasha kneel on his crotch and sing Conquest. He didn't take off his helmet, and walked quickly to the host, with his hands on the keyboard. A crackling sound sounded. His fingers were as fast as lightning, inputting strings of data into the mainframe. What are you doing? Dr. Zola asked anxiously, he had a bad premonition. Chen Feng didn't have time to answer. He had to race against time to modify the system so that Dr. Zola couldn't think. You can't do this, I'm the chief scientist of Hydra. Dr. Zola persuaded, while constantly repairing the system. Chen Feng said to Natasha without looking back, Natasha, help me cut off the connection between the host computer and the database. This time Natasha was obedient, took out the dagger on her calf, and quickly cut off the data lines one by one. As more and more data lines were cut, Dr. Zola was slower and slower to repair the system. Stop, your behavior is betraying the organization, and the organization will not let you go. Dr. Zola begged. Chen Feng ignored it and continued to modify the system data. Stop, I surrender, I will give you whatever you want. Dr. Zola said helplessly. Natasha, stop. Chen Feng shouted. Natasha stopped obediently, put away the dagger, and stood beside Chen Feng. Chen Feng turned his head and said to Natasha, his name is Dr. Zola, the most outstanding super-genius scientist during World War II. I need his knowledge, so please don't make trouble for the time being, okay? Natasha was dumbfounded, and said in surprise, Dr. Zola has been dead for many years, hasn't he? Yes, he is dead. Chen Feng said. Who is that communicating with you through this antique computer? Natasha wondered. It's Dr. Zola himself. Before he died, he transmitted his brain values to the computer, relying on the huge database, to simulate the thinking mode of the brain. Chen Feng explained. It's incredible. Natasha was shocked. I love to hear that, but I want to tell you, this is still my most powerful invention. Dr. Zola said in awe. Okay, Dr. Zola, copy and transmit all the data in your brain to me, and I promise to help you revive after it's done, Chen Feng said. Okay. I hope you can keep your promise. Dr. Zola said helplessly, and could only pray for God's blessing. Help me guard the gate, don't let people interrupt me. Chen Feng said to Natasha. Okay. Natasha replied, she had already seen that Chen Feng was deceiving Dr. Zola. Chapter 9, Homemade Supercomputer. Half a month has passed. Chen Feng finally obtained all of Dr. Zola's data, which is equivalent to obtaining all of Dr. Zola's memories. He was completely shocked by Dr. Zola's talent and knowledge. It is so powerful that it is against the sky, especially the Zola algorithm, which can be called seeing through the secrets. Can count past and future. Great one. Chen Feng took off his helmet and said to Dr. Zola, since your Zola algorithm can calculate the past and future, why can't it calculate my purpose? The Zola algorithm is my greatest invention, but this algorithm can only calculate roughly, and you don't seem to be from this world, so I can't calculate it. Dr. Zola truthfully said. I'll help you resurrect, are you willing to surrender to me? Chen Feng asked, if he could get the help of a super genius like Dr. Zola, even if Thanos came, he would not be afraid. If I follow you, the Hydra organization will never let me go. Although I am very powerful, I look very small in the face of the huge Hydra organization, so I'm sorry, even if you kill me, I can't follow you. Dr. Zola said in a low mood. Chen Feng put on the helmet again, his brain was connected to the computer mainframe, his consciousness entered the computer, and he quickly plundered the data hidden by Dr. Zola. Oh. It's good to pass on the skills to you. Dr. Zola no longer resisted. An hour later, all the data of Dr. Zola was obtained by Chen Feng. Dr. Zola was also deleted by Chen Feng. The data in the antique computer is also gone, turning into a useless antique computer. Taking off the helmet, Chen Feng said to Natasha next to him, thank you for your help during this time. For the past half-month, Natasha went out to hunt every day, fed him after roasting, and protected him to keep him safe. I don't need to thank you, I just want to know the reason. Natasha said softly. Okay. Let me tell you, I came here entirely to get Dr. Zola's gene and Dr. Zola's memory, and now I have all of them. Chen Feng said truthfully. And then? Natasha asked. Then I discovered a secret, S.H.I.E.L.D. was actually established by Hydra. Chen Feng said, in the movie, Captain America 2, it is indeed said that S.H.I.E.L.D. was established by Hydra. Shock. Natasha was stunned on the spot, it was difficult for her to accept such sudden news for a while. She had changed her mind and joined S.H.I.E.L.D., thinking she was on the right path. Now Chen Feng told her that S.H.I.E.L.D. was established by Hydra, how could she accept it? Don't be sad. Although S.H.I.E.L.D. was established by Hydra, most of the people in S.H.I.E.L.D. are decent, and there are only a few people who are Hydra. Chen Feng comforted. Natasha looked up, opened her eyes wide, and said seriously, you didn't lie to me? Why am I lying to you? Chen Feng said angrily. Okay, I will investigate carefully when I go back. If I find that you have lied to me, S.H.I.E.L.D. will hunt you down with all my strength. Natasha said coldly. Chen Feng was speechless. It really didn't pay off for his kindness. Chen Feng burned the equipment connecting his brain to the computer before leaving. As for the other antique computers, he did not destroy them. Back on the ground, outside the training base, Chen Feng drove his heavy locomotive and left. Natasha, who was behind, hurriedly yelled, "Hey, where are you going? Wait for me." Chen Feng ran away without looking back. "Humph, see if I don't catch up with you," Natasha said angrily. Woo woo woo. Natasha started the sports car. The powerful power made the sports car run fast on the mountain road like walking on the ground. Not long after, Natasha caught up with Chen Feng. She opened the car window and shouted loudly, "Chen Feng, what are you going to do? Why don't you wait for me?" Chen Feng twisted the accelerator, and the heavy locomotive accelerated sharply, passing Natasha in no time. "Damn, you want to race with my old lady, right? I'll stay with you to the end." Natasha gritted her teeth and said. Other men tried to please her in every possible way, but Chen Feng ignored her, which made her very dissatisfied. When a woman cares about what a man thinks of her, that woman is already in love. Chen Feng drove into the city, rented a room, found an electrical store, bought a lot of electronic equipment, and then returned to the rental house to start tinkering. Natasha became Chen Feng's follower. Wherever Chen Feng went, she followed him. Natasha saw Chen Feng tinkering with a lot of complicated electronic parts, and couldn't help asking curiously, "Chen Feng, what are you doing?" "A supercomputer," Chen Feng said. "It's fine to just buy a computer, or I'll help you go to Shield to get a state-of-the-art computer. How troublesome it is to do it yourself." Natasha said. She didn't know it, she started to care about Chen Feng. "When I make it, you will know what is the most powerful computer," Chen Feng said confidently. What he actually needs is not a supercomputer, but a computer that can connect to his brain. "Okay, I'll watch," Natasha replied sweetly, thinking, a man who is confident and serious is really handsome. It took Chen Feng 3 days to create the supercomputer in his heart. Natasha looked at the ugly computer, covered her mouth, and said with a coquettish smile, "This is the most powerful computer you have ever made? It doesn't seem to be very good." For the past 3 days, she lived and ate at Chen Feng's rented house, and never left, except to go to the toilet and sleep with Chen Feng. "Why do you want it to be so pretty?" "It's just practical," Chen Feng pouted. "Then try it and let me see how powerful it is." Natasha smiled coquettishly. Chen Feng put on the helmet he made, which was even uglier than the one made by Dr. Zola, like an upside-down bird's nest. Press the computer start button. Woo woo woo. The computer starts up. Chen Feng didn't use the keyboard to control the computer, he directly controlled the computer consciously, and transferred the Zola algorithm program he got from Dr. Zola to the computer. The Zola algorithm is a program, and it is also a semi-intelligent program. Just input what you want to ask, and the program will tell you immediately. Chen Feng only needs to modify the Zola algorithm program to become an intelligent program, and then connect to the internet, allowing the intelligent program to absorb the data on the network, and then it can grow and become a super intelligent system. The data of the Zola algorithm program is too huge, but think about it, how can the past and the future be calculated if the data is not huge? In 3 days, Chen Feng successfully transferred the Zola algorithm program to the computer, and successfully modified it into an intelligent program. The core command of the program is only one, and he unconditionally listens to Chen Feng. Chen Feng took off his helmet and said to the computer, "Optimus Prime." Beep beep. The sound from the computer, followed by an emotionless mechanical voice, "Master." "Wow, is it really made?" Natasha covered her mouth in shock. Chapter 10, Intelligent Systems, Optimus Prime. Optimus Prime is the name Chen Feng gave to the intelligent system, because he wants to create life machine transformers. Hearing Optimus Prime calling his master, Chen Feng felt a little awkward, thought for a while, and said, "Optimus Prime, you will call me Lord from now on." "Yes, my lord," Optimus Prime replied. "Now I let you enter the online world. You can quickly absorb the data in the network and grow up to help me. By the way, do it secretly," Chen Feng instructed. "Yes, my lord," Optimus Prime replied. Chen Feng connected the network cable to the computer. The computer monitor flickered a few times and then went black. Chen Feng, is your computer broken? Natasha asked. No, the intelligent system has left the computer and entered the network world. Chen Feng said. Is your intelligence system as powerful as Iron Man's Jarvis? Natasha asked gossipingly. Ha ha. Chen Feng chuckled twice, and said contemptuously, the intelligent system I made can swallow Jarvis in an instant and turn Iron Man into a waste, unless he doesn't connect to the network and chooses manual operation. Iron Man's Jarvis smart butler can break through our shield firewall. It's very powerful. Even shield can't do anything about him. What's your smart system called? Optimus Prime, right? Can it really swallow Jarvis? Natasha questioned. Come on, drink, wait a day or two, and you will know if you can. Chen Feng said with a smile. His own system, he knows, there is no system in the world that can be more advanced than his, because he inherited Dr. Zola's memory and turned it into an intelligent system with the Zola algorithm. Natasha sat next to Chen Feng, picked up the wine glass, and said ambiguously, come, drink. Dividing line. The next day, in the morning, Chen Feng, who was sleeping soundly on the sofa, was woken up by the system Optimus Prime. My lord, I'm back. Optimus Prime shouted. Chen Feng opened his eyes, sat up, looked at the computer, and asked, how much data have you absorbed? All, the current online world is under my control. Optimus Prime said proudly. Hearing Optimus Prime's emotional tone, Chen Feng knew that he had succeeded, that Optimus Prime had evolved consciousness. Optimus Prime, there is a shield tracking program in my phone, delete it for me, and upgrade the program by the way. Chen Feng ordered. No. Optimus Prime took the order. My lord, I have deleted the monitoring program written by shield on your phone, and I have also upgraded the phone program to the highest level. Optimus Prime said. Natasha was wearing pajamas, rubbing her eyes, and said, is your system ready? Okay, now let me show you what a super intelligent system is. Chen Feng said in awe. Optimus Prime, imprison Jarvis's intelligent system in the online world, and don't let him out without my order. Chen Feng said. No. Optimus Prime said. A few seconds later, Optimus Prime's voice sounded again, my lord, I have imprisoned Jarvis. Really that powerful? Natasha asked in surprise. Optimus Prime, turn on the projection, I want to see Tony's current situation. Chen Feng ordered. No, my lord. Optimus Prime replied. Ding. The 3D holographic projector on the computer starts up, and Tony's picture appears in the air out of thin air. Chen Feng was a little disappointed to see that Tony was still sleeping, and said to Natasha, let's wait. Okay, I'll order 2 breakfasts first, and we'll wait while we eat. Natasha said happily. After Chen Feng and Natasha had breakfast and drank 2 bottles of red wine, they didn't see Tony get up until 11 o'clock. Tony couldn't do without Jarvis's service in his life. Before he opened his eyes, he asked, Jarvis, what time is it? There was silence. Tony opened his eyes, feeling something was wrong, he quickly shouted again, Jarvis, Jarvis come out. Still no sound. Tony got up quickly, checked the power supply, and turned on the light switch in the room. The light was on, which proved that there was electricity. This made him even more confused. It was obvious that there was electricity, so why didn't Jarvis show up? Is there something wrong with Jarvis's program? Tony doubted. Tony didn't even care about washing his face and brushing his teeth, so he hurried to the laboratory, turned on the computer, and began to check. When he turned on the computer, what he saw was a blank space, and Jarvis' data was gone. Fuck, what's the situation? Where's Jarvis? Tony was shocked. Jarvis is an indispensable housekeeper in his life. Without Jarvis's help, it would be inconvenient for him to do anything, especially his steel armor. Without an intelligent system like Jarvis, he would not be able to use it at all. What the hell happened? Tony couldn't accept the disappearance of Jarvis. He ran to the monitoring room to check the surveillance video, and no one in the video had entered his house. Did someone take Jarvis off the internet? Tony wondered. The other side. Natasha finally believed it, and she sighed, Chen Feng, the intelligent system you created is so powerful that it can even take away Tony's intelligent housekeeper, Jarvis. Is this really powerful? Let me tell you, Optimus Prime's ability can dominate the online world, so, Chen Feng, is the king of the online world. Now that I have conquered the online world, I will conquer the real world in the future. Chen Feng said arrogantly. That arrogant look made Natasha so fascinated. Then do you want to control the online world now? Natasha asked obsessively. It's not the time yet, but let me vent my anger first. Chen Feng said. Chen Feng walked to the computer, put on the ugly helmet again, and ordered, Optimus Prime, I want to control Tony's steel suit. No, my lord. Optimus Prime commanded. With Chen Feng's thought, Tony's steel suit moved. When Tony heard the sound, he turned around abruptly. When he saw his steel suit move, he smiled happily and shouted, Jarvis, when did you become so naughty and disappear by playing with me? The iron suit walked up to Tony, and what came out was not Jarvis's polite voice, but Chen Feng's wild voice, Tony, long time no see. When Tony heard the voice that wasn't Jarvis, he immediately became nervous and asked alertly, Who are you? My name is Chen Feng, I don't know if you remember it. Chen Feng said while manipulating the steel suit. Chen Feng. You are the Chen Feng introduced by S.H.I.E.L.D. last time. Tony asked in surprise. Yes, it's the Chen Feng who was chased away by you. Chen Feng sneered. You, what do you want? Where did you get Jarvis? Tony asked. I have two purposes. First, I came here to tell you that the current me, in terms of technology, completely crushes you, so you regret it. Second, I came to cooperate with you again. I know that you have a private island. I will trade Jarvis with you. Chen Feng said. Chapter 11, Facing Iron Man. Tony has a private island. There is also a super luxury villa area on the coast. The villa is built on the hillside. The villa is divided into 2 floors, and there are many luxurious facilities including a helipad, a private tennis court, a golf course, a freshwater swimming pool, and so on. The scenery is beautiful, it is a rare paradise, plus the supplies stored by Tony on the island, so Chen Feng wants it. How do you know that I have a private island? Tony asked curiously. He did have a private island, but he never said it to the public, not even his secretary, Pepper, because it was his secret base, where he stored a large number of materials for manufacturing machinery. I can even grab your Jarvis, what else can I not do? Chen Feng smiled. Hearing the word Jarvis, Tony suddenly realized, thinking that Chen Feng must have gotten the information from Jarvis. You change the conditions, for example, if I give you, $1 million, you let Jarvis go. Tony said. Chen Feng shook his head and refused, No, I want your private island, and you can't take any of the things on the island. I don't agree. At worst, I will program another Jarvis. Tony refused. Jarvis was programmed by him. If he can program the first one, he can program the second one. Unless you can program a more advanced intelligent system than mine, no matter how many intelligent systems you program, it will be useless. In addition, I would like to warn you that if you don't agree, the intelligent system in your private island has been controlled by me. You will be attacked if you go in. And if you don't agree, I will go crazy and bring your company into disaster. Don't doubt that I have this ability. Chen Feng threatened. You really want to be my enemy? Tony said angrily. If you don't give me what I want, I will be your enemy. Chen Feng threatened bluntly. Tony was so angry that he didn't know what to say. I'll count to 3, if you don't agree, see if I don't kill you. Chen Feng snorted coldly. 1. 2. Tony stomped his feet and roared loudly, I agree. No way, who made his intelligent system not as advanced as Chen Feng's? You are indeed a smart person. I am very satisfied with this cooperation. I will cooperate with you next time. Ha ha ha. Chen Feng laughed triumphantly. Humph, let Jarvis out soon. Tony said dissatisfied. Goodbye. Chen Feng waved his hand, breaking the control of the iron armor. After taking off the helmet, Chen Feng ordered, Optimus Prime, let Jarvis go. No, my lord. Optimus Prime took the order. Chen Feng, you are so powerful, you dare to directly blackmail Iron Man, even us at S.H.I.E.L.D. Natasha admired. You don't know how arrogant he was when I went to see him last time. He refused to cooperate with me, and even drove me away with rude words. This bad breath will definitely come out. When my armor is manufactured, I will go to trouble him and make him regret his refusal to cooperate with me before. Chen Feng said, puzzled. You are really a man who holds a grudge. Natasha smiled coquettishly. Yes, I hold grudges very much, so don't offend me, including you. Chen Feng said arrogantly, with the ability to transform into a Titan, and Optimus Prime, an assistant who can dominate the internet, he already has the qualifications to be arrogant. It's too late for me to like you. How could I offend you? Natasha said coquettishly. Hee hee. Chen Feng thought to himself that only ghosts would believe it. Chen Feng took out several bottles of spirits and poured them on the computer. Chen Feng, what are you doing? Do you want to burn this computer? Natasha asked. It's too big to carry, so it burned. Chen Feng said and took out the lighter. Natasha made a cool move, stood in front of Chen Feng, and said, you can give it to me if you don't want it, I like it very much. This computer is powerful, she has seen it with her own eyes, although it is not her own, but if it burns, she will feel distressed. It's okay to send you off, but the favor owed to you before will be written off. Chen Feng said wittily. The computer he made is very good, but that is because of his Zola algorithm program. Without the Zola algorithm program, the computer he made is only a little more advanced than a supercomputer. Natasha thought for a while, she can ask S.H.I.E.L.D. to help her if she has something to do, there is no need to ask Chen Feng, and the computer made by Chen Feng will bring her a lot of benefits, such as dedicating it to S.H.I.E.L.D. and getting rewards, such as selling it to Iron Man Tony. Natasha thought for a while, then made a decision, and said, okay, give me your computer, and the favor you owed me before will be cancelled. Okay. Chen Feng turned and left. After leaving the rental house, Chen Feng took out his mobile phone and ordered, Optimus Prime, delete all the data in the computer and restore to the system used by ordinary computers. No, my lord. Optimus Prime took the order. Then Chen Feng ordered, control a set of steel armor in the private island to pick me up. His heavy locomotive can't reach Tony's private island, and the boat is too slow, but the steel armor can come quickly. Before he had gone far, he heard Natasha's tender and angry voice, Chen Feng, you are a big liar, you dare to lie to me, my old lady is incompatible with you. Originally, Natasha thought that she had taken advantage of a supercomputer, but she didn't expect it to be a computer with good accessories and fast operation, that's all. The intelligent system named Optimus Prime was gone, and there was no data about Optimus Prime left in the computer, so she suddenly realized that she had been cheated. After a few minutes. Street. A steel robot fell from the sky. Ah. It's a robot, run away. Oops. The supervillain has appeared again. Call the police. Help. Passers-by were frightened and fled. Citizens of the United States have seen such robots a lot. They are either supervillains or superheroes, and the probability of supervillains is far greater than that of superheroes. Therefore, for the safety of their own lives, the citizens immediately choose to run. Chen Feng didn't care about the citizens who were scared away, he walked up to the steel robot, turned around, and backed away. The body of the steel robot opened to reveal the human-shaped space inside, and when Chen Feng entered, it automatically closed. Staying in the steel armor, Chen Feng felt quite comfortable, without any discomfort, he ordered aloud, Optimus Prime, let's go to Tony's private island. No, my lord. Optimus Prime took the order. Without Chen Feng's operation, Optimus Prime can control the steel armor to fly into the sky. In the sky, Chen Feng looked down and saw the bustling cities on the ground, as well as human beings as small as ants. This feeling of looking down on the earth made him intoxicated, as if he was the supreme ruler. Chapter 12, Making Transformers. In Tony's luxurious villa. After Jarvis was free, he immediately returned to Tony, and said through the horn in the machine, Sir, I'm back. Jarvis, what happened? I kept telling you not to answer. Tony asked hastily. I was kidnapped by an intelligent system called Optimus Prime. He locked me up and I couldn't contact the outside world. Jarvis explained. Is there anything you can do against that Optimus Prime intelligence system? Tony asked. No, I don't have the slightest ability to resist in front of him, too advanced. Jarvis said. Hiss. Tony took a breath. Although Chen Feng said it before, when he heard Jarvis's words with his own ears, he was deeply shocked. He has always regarded himself as a genius. Before that, they laughed at Chen Feng for trying to lie to him. Now he was severely slapped in the face by Chen Feng, and his private island, which he used as a secret base, was also taken away. He is angry. I can't wait to wear the steel armor to kill Chen Feng immediately. But, now he can't do it. Because Chen Feng's Optimus Prime system is too advanced, and he is not proficient in manually operating the steel armor, which makes him very uncomfortable. Jarvis, I'll help you upgrade. You must surpass Chen Feng's Optimus Prime system. Tony said through gritted teeth. Sir, that's impossible. Jarvis said bluntly. Why? The Optimus Prime system is different. It was written by Chen Feng. He can do it, so can I, and I have a huge technology group. I can have tens of thousands of computer experts to help you upgrade. Tony refused. Sir, although I don't know Optimus Prime's data, I know his strength in the online world. He is everywhere, and the entire online world is his territory. So no matter how many people you gather, sir, you can't write an intelligent system like Optimus Prime. Jarvis said. Tony frowned and was shocked. He didn't expect Chen Feng's computer technology to be so powerful that he could dominate the entire online world. This made him very uncomfortable, and he began to regret not agreeing to cooperate with Chen Feng at that time. Jarvis, is there a way to find out the information before Chen Feng created Optimus Prime? Tony said, he wanted to see if he could replicate an intelligent system of Optimus Prime's level. Okay. Jarvis said. After reading the information that Jarvis helped to collect, Tony immediately went to find Natasha the Black Widow. He wanted to get the supercomputer made by Chen Feng. Here is Chen Feng. He left the city, crossed the mountains, and crossed the ocean. Flew to Tony's private island. The villas on the island are fully intelligent. You only need to give instructions to control the equipment in the villas at will. Chen Feng is very satisfied with this. After entering the luxurious villa, Chen Feng didn't enjoy it, but went directly to the laboratory in the basement. The Marvel world is too unsafe, he needs to strengthen his strength as soon as possible. In the laboratory, Chen Feng ordered, Optimus Prime, help me disassemble the steel armor made by Tony. In addition, you can help me make some money in the stock market. It doesn't need a lot. It's almost enough to make hundreds of billions of dollars. Without money, how could he have enough materials to create an army of robots? So making money is a must. He has such a heaven-defying system as Optimus Prime. Making money is a matter of his words. No, my lord. Optimus Prime took the order. While helping Chen Feng make money in the stock market, Optimus Prime helped Chen Feng dismantle Tony's steel suit. Chen Feng obtained the genes and memories of Dr. Zola, so he could understand the steel armor that Optimus Prime decomposed. After learning about the iron armor, Chen Feng asked Optimus Prime to activate the 3D holographic projector, and began to design Transformers. With a brain against the sky, he designed the first generation of Transformers in just 1 hour. The first generation of Transformers evolved from Tony's iron armor. In addition, it also added transformations, which can become heavy trucks, drive in water, drill into the ground, and fly into space. Coupled with the improvement of various weapons, the huge body and thick armor far surpassed Tony's steel armor. The first generation of Transformers. Chen Feng was actually very dissatisfied. But he can only do this for the time being, because he lacks good materials and technology. The hardest vibranium on Earth allows him to create the strongest armor. Dr. Zhao Hailuan's nanotechnology allows him to create stretchable battle armor. Hank Pym's Pym particles allow him to create battle armors of varying sizes. Dr. Octopus's cold fusion technology can provide powerful energy for his armor. With these technologies and materials, he can create the most powerful robot in the world, Transformers. Optimus Prime, start making Transformers, and Transformers will be your body from now on. Chen Feng said. Thank you, Lord, for your gift. Optimus Prime said excitedly. When Chen Feng created him, he gave him some data about Optimus Prime. He was very eager to become a living robot as described in the data. Optimus Prime controls 10 steel battle armors and a large number of intelligent machines to help Chen Feng make transformers. Bell bell bell. Chen Feng's cell phone rang suddenly, and he took out the cell phone to see that it was Natasha. Press the answer button. Natasha, what can I do for you? You liar, where are you? Natasha on the other side of the phone asked angrily. How did I lie to you? Chen Feng pretended to be stupid. Humph, the computer you gave me, apart from its good performance, is there any difference from other computers? Natasha said angrily. You said you wanted it yourself. Chen Feng said. Natasha suddenly lost her voice. But you deleted the most important data in the computer. I don't care, you have to return it to me. Natasha said shamelessly. You didn't say it at the time, blame me. Chen Feng would not be so stupid as to give such an important thing to others. Will you give it? No. Well, Tony came to me and offered $100 billion to buy the computer you gave me. If you don't agree to return the data to me, I'll sell it to him. Natasha threatened. Then sell it. In addition, congratulations on making a fortune. Chen Feng didn't care at all. You're pissing me off. Natasha yelled, broken, then clicked and hung up. On Natasha's side, after hanging up the phone, she said to Tony angrily, Tony, I promised to sell you this computer, but you have to give me the address of the island you gave to Chen Feng, and I will settle the score with him. No problem, I'm happy to provide it. Tony gloated, as long as he could cause some trouble for Chen Feng, he was willing to support it. After receiving Tony's transfer of $100 billion, Natasha returned to S.H.I.E.L.D., and went directly to Chen Feng in S.H.I.E.L.D.'s plane. Chapter 13, Transformers. My lord, Natasha is flying a plane from S.H.I.E.L.D. to find you. Optimus Prime reminded. Send out a set of steel armor and shoot down her plane when she reaches the surface of the sea. Chen Feng ordered. He didn't have time for romance, let alone a woman like Natasha. He didn't dare to take it. Done. Proceed to making the Transformers circuit board. Soon, Chen Feng's cell phone rang. Chen Feng knew it was Natasha without even looking. He pressed the answer button, and before Natasha could say anything, he said, Are you bored? I'm busy, don't bother me. Hang up the phone immediately after speaking. Bell bell bell. The phone rang again. Optimus Prime, block Natasha's call. Chen Feng ordered. No, my lord. Optimus Prime took the order. Immediately, the phone rang. At a seaside, Natasha was wet all over, looking embarrassed, holding her mobile phone, facing the sea, and said loudly, Chen Feng, you scoundrel, you will die badly. She is angry. First, he was deceived by Chen Feng. Now she was shot down by the steel armor sent by Chen Feng, causing her to fall into the sea. Fortunately, her physique is beyond ordinary and she can swim, otherwise she would definitely be drowned. Recalling that when she was driving the plane to Tony's private island just now, a robot suddenly appeared as soon as she entered the sea area, and shot down her plane without saying a word, she was afraid for a while. What was even more exasperating was that she called Chen Feng, and before she got angry, the culprit, Chen Feng, scolded her first, and then hung up the phone without waiting for her to refute. She was so angry that if Chen Feng was in front of her at this time, she would definitely draw the gun on the spot. She called Chen Feng's cell phone again, and there was no beeping sound from the cell phone, but Optimus Prime's warning sound, Miss Natasha, the Lord is busy, please don't disturb him, so I will block your calls, please understand. Forgive your sister. Natasha threw her phone on the beach angrily. A clatter. It happened that a wave swept in and swept away Natasha's cell phone. Seeing that the phone was swept away by the waves and the surroundings were deserted, Natasha couldn't help crying anymore. How many years? When had she suffered such humiliation? Anyone who sees her will please her in every possible way, even those supervillains. But what about Chen Feng? It was okay at the beginning, and he was accommodating to her, but then he became more and more rude to her, until now he directly attacked her. The arrogance in my heart collapsed. Dividing line. After one day. Underground laboratory. Standing in front of a machine full of science fiction, Chen Feng said, "I hope there will be no problems with this reaction device." He is worried because he is about to experiment with cold fusion. This thing has a huge amount of energy. If he makes a mistake, he will be blown to death, even if he transforms into a titan. The cold fusion reaction device was upgraded from Tony's arc reactor. The energy is more than 1,000 times that of Tony's arc reactor, so the power of the explosion is quite terrifying. Scientists must have the spirit of not fearing death. Chen Feng picked up a black particle the size of a thumb, which is an artificial element he just developed, which is non-hazardous, zero emission, and zero volatile. In order to test that it is really harmless, he put the artificial element on the table, picked up a small hammer, and smashed it hard. Bang! His heart couldn't help but tremble violently. If it exploded, he would be finished. Fortunately, the man-made elements were left unharmed. He picked up the man-made element again, and said to himself, such a small piece of man-made element can be easily converted into a large amount of energy, which is 100 times stronger than the plutonium used in weapons. My lord, it's time to put it into the reaction device for experimentation. Optimus Prime said. Chen Feng put on protective glasses to prevent the strong light produced by the artificial elements from damaging his eyes, and then put the artificial elements into the metal glass cover in the reaction device. He pressed the switch. The man-made element in the metallic glass enclosure instantly glows intensely green. Optimus Prime, always pay attention to the changes of the reaction device. If there is any danger, close it immediately. Chen Feng said seriously, cold fusion cannot be sloppy. No, my lord. Optimus Prime took the order. The reaction device produces a huge radiation chemical effect, which is changing the original atomic structure. Optimus Prime reminded. Now add neutrons, Optimus Prime prompted. Electromagnetic distillation removes protons. During the process, the radioactive energy increases rapidly. Optimus Prime reminded. Optimus Prime prompts as the reaction device changes. Optimus Prime, calculate the energy in the reaction device. Chen Feng said. Energy calculation. Optimus Prime said. The energy has risen rapidly, and it has reached the power of a Sidewinder missile, enough to destroy a tank. Optimus Prime said. The energy continues to rise, and it is currently enough to blow up a cruise missile that is a meter-high building. Optimus Prime said. Chen Feng showed a satisfied smile and asked, how about the stability? My lord, the reaction device is very stable, don't worry. Optimus Prime said. The energy continues to rise. It is currently like a Scud missile, which can blow up several areas in the city. Optimus Prime. The energy continues to rise, and it can blow up a big city at present. Optimus Prime. Chen Feng couldn't help taking a deep breath. This is the power of the mushroom cloud. The energy continues to rise, and it can blow up 2 big cities at present. Optimus Prime. My lord, the energy has stopped rising, and the stability is still very good. It can be used as the energy source of Transformers. Optimus Prime said. Well, not bad. Chen Feng nodded with satisfaction. Tony's reaction device, its power can blow up a building at most. And his reaction device is equivalent to 2 mushroom clouds, 1 sky and 1 earth, completely incomparable. Chen Feng turned off the reaction device, took out the artificial element, opened the door of the heavy truck, got in, sat in the driver's seat and pressed a red button. A miniature reaction device slowly rises. Put the artificial element in the reactor and press the red button again. The reaction device descends and merges with the heavy truck. Boom. Boom. Boom boom boom. A strong power sound sounded. Then Optimus Prime's voice sounded in the car, Master, everything is normal. Optimus Prime, open the ceiling. Chen Feng ordered. No, my lord. Optimus Prime immediately controlled the ceiling to open slowly. The ceiling opens to reveal the sky. Optimus Prime transforms into a transformer. Chen Feng ordered. No, my lord. Optimus Prime took the order. Clack clack. The heavy truck quickly turned into a huge robot, up to 8.5 meters high, majestic without anger. At this moment, Chen Feng is wrapped in a machine, and he can manipulate Transformers at will. With a movement of his mind, he received Optimus Prime from Chen Feng's mind, and immediately controlled the Transformer's feet to eject a powerful airflow. Chapter 14, Awakening Spiritual Power. Boom! The Transformers soared into the sky and flew to 1,000-meter altitude in an instant. Optimus Prime, start testing the function. Chen Feng ordered. No, my lord. Optimus Prime took the order. Transformers fly fast in the air, making all kinds of difficult moves, but their huge body is extraordinarily flexible. Transformation test. Chen Feng ordered. No, my lord. Optimus Prime took the order. The Transformers landed on the island and began to transform. Click, click, turned into a cool plane. Click, click, turned into a heavy truck. Click, click, turned into a huge ground drilling machine. Click, click, turned into a submarine. Click, click, turned back into a robot transformer. The transformation function is all normal. Optimus Prime reported. Well, let's go to the bottom of the sea to test weapons. Chen Feng said. The power he created is huge. When the experiment is conducted on the ground, the sound of the explosion will attract the attention of all countries. It is better to experiment on the bottom of the sea, because the sea water covers up the sound of the explosion. No, my lord. Optimus Prime took the order, squatted with both legs, exerted strength, kicked, and jumped into the sea. When it is about to fall into the sea, it quickly transforms into a submarine. Boom! The submarine drilled into the seabed. 10 minutes later, Chen Feng came to a deep sea where he began to experiment with weapons and equipment. The submarine changes back into transformer form. Minigun. Chen Feng said. From the shoulders of the transformers stick out a minigun. Shoot. Chen Feng said. Da. The minigun rotated and fired countless bullets, making water streaks in the seawater. Missile launcher. Chen Feng said. A missile launcher emerges from the Transformer's forearm. Aim at the dirt slope ahead. Chen Feng said. The missile launcher, with a whistling sound, flew out a mini-missile. Boom! The powerful explosion directly blew up the dirt slope. The seawater surged up with a huge explosion, and the Transformers were rushed more than 10 meters away. Then Chen Feng began to experiment with other weapons. Flamethrower. Anti-personnel missiles. Gatling machine gun. Pulse gun. And many more. After the weapon experiment, Chen Feng manipulated the Transformers to transform into a ground drilling machine and drill into the ground. He drilled all the time, regardless of whether it was sand, rocks, or anything that blocked his way, he roughly smashed them to pieces. After drilling several hundred meters underground, he stopped and checked the transformer. After finding that there was no problem, he turned and returned. Boom! The Transformers broke through the water and flew into the villa. Back at the villa, Chen Feng came out of Transformers and said with satisfaction, Optimus Prime, you are indeed my good assistant. Without your help, I would not be able to make Transformers so well. It's a great honor to be able to help the Lord. Optimus Prime flattered him. Hee hee. You are really extraordinary, you know how to please people. Chen Feng laughed. It's all thanks to the Lord, without the Lord, there would be no me. Optimus Prime said. Okay, don't flatter me anymore, I don't need it, you can help me find the specific location where those genius scientists who have died are buried. Chen Feng said. No, my lord. Optimus Prime took the order. A few minutes later, Optimus Prime's voice sounded, My lord, we have found the burial location of the following genius scientist. Dr. Abraham Erkins. Date of death, 1943. Cause of death, shot dead by an agent of the Me Army. Most outstanding invention, super soldier serum. Howard Stark. Date of death, 1991. Cause of death, killed by Hydra. Most outstanding invention, cold fusion reactor. Obadiah Stane. Date of death, 2009. Cause of death, killed by Tony. Most outstanding invention, the Iron Overlord robot. That's right, Optimus Prime, you really are awesome. Chen Feng said with satisfaction. The dead scientists that Optimus Prime found were all good people. If he extracts the genes of these good people, he will become the smartest scientist in the world. Excited just thinking about it. After eating and drinking, Chen Feng put on the Transformers again, left the private island, and started his path of gene extraction. Because of the specific location given by Optimus Prime, Chen Feng easily found the cemetery of those scientists. However, since the cemetery was guarded during the day, it was inconvenient for him to make a move, so every time he made a move at night. America, Germany, Goose Country, Island Country. Chen Feng was flying around. When Chen Feng was extracting the gene of the 10th deceased scientist, his system sounded again. Ding, since the host has successfully extracted genes 10 times, the system rewards a growth spree. System. Chen Feng opened the big gift bag full of excitement, and what he saw was another evolutionary gene. He was very happy. He has already experienced how strong the evolutionary gene is. A gene that hates that can evolve into a titan. The genes of other superheroes must also evolve more perfect abilities. Chen Feng can obtain a large number of scientists' genes, so he doesn't need to evolve the scientists' genes, so he saves this evolutionary gene and extracts the genes of other superheroes for later use. Having received an evolutionary gene reward, Chen Feng still did not stop his gene extraction. He runs all over the world. As long as he is a famous scientist, he will patronize him. Of course, if it is those scientists who can only talk but not do, he scoffs. A month later. Chen Feng felt as if he had become a god. His brain works really well. Even Optimus Prime can't match the calculation speed. You must know that Optimus Prime can use computers all over the world to help him calculate. When Chen Feng looks at things, what he sees is not the appearance, but the essence of the thing, what it consists of, what function it has, etc., and he can't help thinking about it. Chen Feng can even gain insight into some energy in the air. Oh my god! This feeling is super good. Chen Feng exclaimed. He was frightened by his strength. My lord, I can detect the energy fluctuations in your brain, which are so large that they can even affect me, Optimus Prime said. No way. Chen Feng was shocked. It's the real lord. Optimus Prime affirmed. The energy fluctuations of the brain, could it be spiritual power? Chen Feng said to himself. Chen Feng couldn't help but think of Professor X in the movie X-Men. Because of his extremely powerful mental power, he can control other people's brains thousands of miles away. Chen Feng took out a toothpick and concentrated his thoughts, thinking that the toothpick would fly. The toothpick actually wobbled and flew up. Ha ha ha, my brain has become so powerful, it's really great. Chen Feng laughed maniacally. When he smiled, the toothpick fell to the ground. Psychic attack, nothing can resist it, unless there is a helmet like Magneto. This superpower, I must strengthen it. Chen Feng made up his mind. Chapter 15, Abducting Dr. Helen Zhao. Optimus Prime, let's go to South Korea and find Dr. Zhao Hailuan. Chen Feng ordered. No, my lord. Optimus Prime took the order. Boom. The Transformers soared into the sky and flew in the direction of South Korea. The scientists have extracted enough genes, and Chen Feng's next target is Dr. Zhao Hailuan. Dr. Helen Zhao only briefly appeared in Avengers 2, Age of Ultron. Not very famous, but also very low-key. But she has been considered by the audience to be the smartest person in the Marvel Universe many times. Just because she despised Tony's iron armor in Avengers 2, Age of Ultron, Tony can't refute it. The current Dr. Hailuan Zhao has not yet developed nanotechnology and regenerative cradle technology, but Chen Feng believes that as long as he provides ideas to Dr. Zhao Hailuan will definitely be able to quickly develop nanotechnology and regenerative cradle technology. Transformers have the function of invisibility, so when Chen Feng entered Korea, no one noticed. With Optimus Prime around, it's too easy to find a living person. According to Optimus Prime's information, Chen Feng controlled the Transformers to land on the roof of a heavily guarded base. Coming out of Transformers, Chen Feng entered the floor from the rooftop. A few minutes later, he found Dr. Helen Zhao in a laboratory. He saw Dr. Helen Zhao, wearing a white coat, studying some liquids in bottles and jars. Exquisite facial features, graceful figure, and serious appearance make her very charming. At least Chen Feng was fascinated. Dr. Helen Zhao felt that someone was there. She turned her head and saw a burly stranger. She immediately became alert, and with her hands on her chest, she asked, "Who are you?" "My name is Chen Feng, from Huagua. Don't be nervous, I have no ill intentions towards you." Chen Feng said gently. "I haven't seen you at the base." Helen Zhao asked. "I'm not from your base, I came here specially to find you." Chen Feng said. "Why are you looking for me? I don't even know you." Helen Zhao said nervously. "Looking for your cooperation." Chen Feng smiled. "Cooperate for what?" Helen Zhao was puzzled. Chen Feng raised his arm, and the 3D holographic projector function on his wrist projected a dynamic picture. A person wearing sunglasses, liquid-like metal appeared in the sunglasses, covering the whole body of the person automatically, turning into a robot. Then the screen changed. It was a wounded person, very badly wounded, his skin was torn apart, but when the wounded person lay in the regeneration cabin, for a while, when he came out, he was alive and well, and the wounds on his body disappeared. Seeing these two technologies, Helen Zhao was moved, and she exclaimed, "What technology is this?" "Nanotechnology and regenerative cradle technology." Chen Feng said. "What do you mean by showing me?" Zhao Hailuan was puzzled. "These two technologies are just my preliminary ideas and haven't been developed yet, so I need your help." Chen Feng said. "I'm sorry, the country won't allow me to leave." Zhao Hailuan refused. Although she wanted to participate in the research and development of the technology Chen Feng conceived, but Chen Feng was a stranger who appeared out of nowhere. She didn't dare to follow, fearing that Chen Feng would be a bad person. "Follow me, I will give you what you want, and I will strongly support your research, how about it?" Chen Feng said flickeringly. "Our country has always supported me, and I don't need your support." Helen Zhao refused. Skull pain. Chen Feng thought for a while, then had an idea, and smiled. "Aren't you wondering why I was able to find you? You haven't been discovered by the base yet." "Why?" Zhao Hailuan also knew that the base she was in was built by the country, with a large number of soldiers guarding it and signal jammers. Most people would never be able to find this base, let alone come in quietly and find her accurately. "Because I was sent by S.H.I.E.L.D., if you don't believe me, look at the certificate." Chen Feng took out the certificate given to him by S.H.I.E.L.D. and handed it to Zhao Hailuan. Hailuan Zhao, who is a national key trainer, of course has heard of the name of S.H.I.E.L.D. She took the certificate, looked at it carefully, then walked to the computer, entered a series of codes, the monitor flashed, and the official website of S.H.I.E.L.D. appeared. She logged in the code of Chen Feng's certificate, and soon saw Chen Feng's information in S.H.I.E.L.D. Chen Feng. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Height, 1.8 meters. Weight, 220 kgs. Ability, transform into a titan. Helen Zhao relaxed. In her perception, S.H.I.E.L.D. is the savior, and those who can enter S.H.I.E.L.D. must be good people. She returned the certificate to Chen Feng, and said apologetically, "I'm sorry, I misunderstood you just now. The reason why S.H.I.E.L.D. sent me is because the Earth is about to be destroyed, so your help is urgently needed." Chen Feng said flickeringly. It's okay to fool people away first, as for Helen Zhao to find out that he lied later, it's okay, once in his territory, it's not so easy to leave. The Earth is about to be destroyed. No way. Zhao Hailuan was shocked. Chen Feng nodded, and said seriously, "It's true, S.H.I.E.L.D. is fighting aliens in space. Those aliens are numerous and technologically advanced. We at S.H.I.E.L.D. are beaten back step by step, and soon those aliens will attack the Earth, and the Earth will be destroyed by those aliens. So the Earth needs you. You need to be able to develop nanotechnology so that soldiers on the Earth can wear nano armor. You need to develop the regenerative cradle technology, so that the injured people on the Earth can be healed. What if I can't develop it?" Zhao Hailuan worried, but Chen Feng said that she felt a lot of pressure. "Just do your best." Chen Feng smiled. Then I'll go and talk to the leader." Zhao Hailuan said and was about to go out. Chen Feng grabbed Zhao Hailuan's hand and said, "No need, when I came, I already asked S.H.I.E.L.D. to communicate with your leader, you just follow me." Ah, Zhao Hailuan was a little confused. For the sake of world peace, come with me. Chen Feng plausibly said, dragging Zhao Hailuan away. Wait, I'll take the wallet. No, I have a lot of money, and I will give you as much as you want. But my ID card is inside. No, I'll give you a shield certificate, which can be used by all countries. Just like that, Zhao Hailuan was dragged away by Chen Feng. To the roof. Zhao Hailuan was shocked by the mighty body of Transformers. Is this a robot? Helen Zhao asked in surprise. This is the Transformers developed by our shield. Chen Feng continued to fool around. Your shield is really powerful. Zhao Hailuan admired. Optimus Prime, transform into an airplane form. Chen Feng ordered. No, my lord. Clack clack. Transformers quickly transform into a cool airplane. Wow, Zhao Helen exclaimed for a while. The hatch opens automatically. Chen Feng sat in the driver's seat. Zhao Hailuan didn't need Chen Feng to shout, she just sat in the co-pilot excitedly. Chapter 16, Target, Pym Particles. Optimus Prime, go home. Chen Feng ordered. No, my lord. Optimus Prime took the order. The Transformers in the shape of an airplane slowly lifted into the air, turned on the stealth mode, gradually became transparent, and flew out of the base without a sound. 10 minutes later. Chen Feng returned to the private island. Zhao Hailuan, who got off the plane, was very happy to see the paradise-like island. She ran around the villa like a little girl who didn't grow up. Chen Feng didn't bother Zhao Hailuan either, thinking that as long as you are happy, just don't cry in the future. Helen Zhao forgot all her troubles and had a great time on the island. She went to the roof of the villa to enjoy the scenery, climbed mountains, and went to the seaside for a while. The private island is not very big, but it also allowed Helen Zhao to play for 2 hours. Tired of playing, Zhao Hailuan returned to the villa, and said to Chen Feng with a bitter face, "It's all your fault, I didn't even bring any clothes, what do you want me to wear?" Looking at Zhao Hailuan who was sweating profusely, Chen Feng smiled and said, "You go take a shower first and put on my pajamas. I'll let Optimus Prime go shopping for clothes right now. After you finish washing, the clothes will be bought back." "Well, then I'll take a shower first," Zhao Hailuan said sweetly. Maybe it was because she had so much fun just now, but now she is very relieved of Chen Feng. Seeing that Zhao Hailuan went to take a bath, Chen Feng ordered, "Optimus Prime, you control a set of steel armor and dress up like an adult, and then go to the city to buy some daily necessities for girls." "No, my lord." Optimus Prime took the order. The ceiling of the villa opened, and a steel robot flew out of it. Girls like to take bath as enjoyment, especially like to sleep in the bathtub. This is not. Optimus Prime bought all the girls' daily necessities, and Helen Zhao hasn't come out of the bathroom yet. Half an hour later, Helen Zhao came out in loose pajamas, wiping her hair with a towel as she walked. Fair skin, ruddy face, what a hibiscus. When Chen Feng saw it, his heart beat faster. "Have you bought my clothes back?" Helen Zhao asked. "In your room," Chen Feng said, and then said to Optimus Prime, "Optimus Prime, take Miss Helen to the room." "No, my lord." Optimus Prime took the order, controlled a robot, and took Zhao Hailuan away. Soon, a youthful and beautiful Zhao Helen appeared. Smiling, shawl hair, wearing a white shirt on the upper body, tight jeans on the lower body, and a pair of kawaii slippers on the feet. Chen Feng's eyes were straightened, and he couldn't help blurting out, "You are so beautiful." Zhao Hailuan's face was flushed by Chen Feng, and she said shyly, "Thank you. Miss Helen must be hungry. Come and sit down, I'll let Optimus Prime cook a sumptuous dinner." Chen Feng warmly invited. "Well, thank you." Helen Zhao walked over and sat down. "This is red wine from, taste it. This is Matsutake, very good, try it. This Overlord crab was caught by Optimus Prime himself at the seaside, try it. This pigeon." Chen Feng was very enthusiastic, which made Zhao Hailuan overwhelmed and at a loss. Zhao Hailuan is a full-fledged house girl. She does research besides reading books. No one else can enter her place, so she basically has no other entertainment, and she has no friends of the same age, so she has not dated yet. Chen Feng's kindness to her made it difficult for her to resist. Her little heart was beating non-stop, a little nervous, a little excited, and also afraid. This was the first time she had such complex emotions. If it was Natasha, Chen Feng would definitely not please her like this. But Zhao Hailuan is so beautiful, youthful and beautiful, giving people a sunny feeling. The point is that she is still pure. Unlike Natasha, falling in love is like eating. Therefore, if Chen Feng wants to get married, the partner must be a girl like Zhao Hailuan. After finishing dinner in a panic, Zhao Hailuan ran away, but couldn't stand Chen Feng's warm hospitality. Chen Feng looked at Zhao Hailuan's fleeing figure, and said confidently, "Come here, you won't be able to escape." Chen Feng put his mind away and started to figure out his understanding of nanotechnology and regenerative cradle technology in the movie, so that Zhao Hailuan can develop it as soon as possible. Of course, it is also possible for him to develop it himself, but it may take a long time, and he doesn't want to wait, not to mention there are other technologies waiting for him to develop. If he does it all by himself, he will definitely not be able to finish it in a few decades. The next day. Finish breakfast. Chen Feng brought Zhao Hailuan to the underground laboratory. "Miss Helen, you will be doing experiments here from now on. If you need anything, just tell Optimus Prime, he will help you." Chen Feng said. "Okay, thank you." Helen Zhao said sweetly. "I'm leaving for a while, and you're the only one on the island during this time, no problem." Chen Feng said. "No problem, as long as I have a laboratory, I can stay for a lifetime without being lonely." Zhao Hailuan said with a smile. "That's good." Chen Feng was pleased. What a girl, sensible, well-behaved, simple, beautiful, smart, simply perfect. It's a pity that this is a Marvel world full of dangers, otherwise he would really like to spend his whole life with Zhao Helen on an isolated island like this. Chen Feng drove the transformer and reluctantly left the private island. Chen Feng is going to find Hank Pym next. Hank Pym's Pym particles can make anything bigger or smaller. As long as the energy is enough, a grain of dust can become a planet, and likewise, a planet can also become a grain of dust. With the Pym particles, the transformers he created can become bigger and smaller, which is amazing. But that's not important. The important thing is that with Pym particles, he can make scarce things bigger and obtain them infinitely. For example, there are not many vibrating gold in the world, but with Pym particles, it is different, directly enlarging the vibrating gold and extracting it infinitely. Arriving in the city where Hank is located, Chen Feng let the transformers land and transformed into a heavy truck. Boom boom boom. The heavy-duty truck is full of power and runs quickly on the road. Magnetic. The heavy truck braked, and the friction with the ground made a screeching sound. Chen Feng got out of the car. Optimus Prime, parked the car in the parking lot. "No, my lord." Optimus Prime took the order. Standing in front of a tall building, Chen Feng looked up and saw several large characters, Pym Technology Company, on the upper floor. Pym Technologies was founded by Hank to study Pym particles. Chen Feng walked into Pym Technology Company, and said to the cutie at the front desk, "Hi, I'm looking for Mr. Hank." "Sir, do you have an appointment?" the girl at the front desk asked politely. "No, but if you tell him that I am a member of S.H.I.E.L.D., he will definitely meet me." Chen Feng said, "There is no way, the signboard of S.H.I.E.L.D. is too easy to use." If S.H.I.E.L.D. knew that Chen Feng was using S.H.I.E.L.D. signboard to bluff around, he would definitely be fired. Chapter 17, Working with Dr. Hank. The girl at the front desk made a phone call, hung up the phone, stood up, and politely said to Chen Feng, "Sir, please wait a moment, Secretary Sue will pick you up immediately to meet our boss." After waiting for a while, I saw a short-haired beauty approaching, and said to Chen Feng, "Hi, Mr. Chen, I am Mr. Hank's secretary, please follow me." "Yes." Chen Feng followed behind the secretary. When he came to Hank's office, Chen Feng sat down boldly, and said directly, "Mr. Hank, hello, I'm here on behalf of S.H.I.E.L.D., and I'll be blunt. We want your Pym particles. Please make an offer." Hank leaned on the boss chair, looking lazy, and said, "What are you doing here?" "Make weapons and defend the Earth." Chen Feng said righteously. "If you make weapons, I can't give them to you." Hank refused. He is a person who opposes war, otherwise he would not fall out with his disciple Darren Cross. Mr. Hank, you should know how dangerous the world is now. Aliens have descended on the Earth many times, and each time they have brought devastating damage to the Earth. Therefore, if there are no powerful enough weapons, we humans will either be enslaved by aliens or destroyed by aliens. As a genius scientist, you have no sense of responsibility? If everyone cherishes their own brooms and everyone dies, who will protect you and your wife and daughter? Chen Feng said. Hank sat up straight and asked anxiously, you just said to protect my wife and daughter. You know my wife is not dead. Where is she? Tell me, and I will give you the PIM particles. Chen Feng was overjoyed. There was something interesting, he said. Your wife, Jenny, is not dead, but is in the quantum realm. Hank stood up, trembling all over, so excited that he trembled when he spoke. Really, really? Really, your wife is lost in the quantum realm, and because she has been in the quantum realm for a long time, her body has absorbed a lot of quantum energy, so she hasn't aged at all until now, and she looks the same as when you let go of it. Chen Feng said. This time Chen Feng didn't fool around. This is what he saw from the movie Ant-Man 2. Great, I knew Jenny wasn't dead. Hank said happily. Hank and his wife love each other very much. In order to save her wife, he has been researching the mysterious quantum. Then can you give me the PIM particles? Chen Feng smiled evilly. Hank said happily, yes, I can not only give you PIM particles, but also give you the technology to extract PIM particles. Damn, it's real or not? Chen Feng couldn't believe it. Hank nodded and said seriously, really, but you have to help me rescue my wife Jenny. Chen Feng stretched out his right hand, happy cooperation. Dad, you can't cooperate with him, he's lying to you. A thin woman with short hair, flaming red lips, pushed the door open and said loudly. Hope, it's impolite, how can you talk like that? Mr. Chen is a member of S.H.I.E.L.D., how could he lie to me? Hank scolded his daughter angrily. Dad, think about it. Many people have already known about Mom getting lost in the quantum realm through your mouth, so it's not surprising that S.H.I.E.L.D. knows about it. As for the quantum field, only our PIM technology company has mastered this technology, and even we cannot find the mother of the quantum field. They don't even have quantum technology, how can they find it? Do you find it by mouth? Hopper said clearly. Okay, it seems to be two. Hank suddenly realized. Mr. Hank, have you heard of Zola algorithm? Chen Feng turned on the fooling mode again. Hank shook his head, no. The Zola algorithm is the work of Dr. Zola, a genius scientist during World War II. It can see everything. The reason why I know where your wife is and how to rescue her is because I have the Zola algorithm. Chen Feng said flickeringly. The Zola algorithm is actually a method of calculation, similar to the Book of Changes in ancient China, relying on huge data to deduce the desired information. I can give you the PIM particles and quantum technology, but you have to rescue my wife first. Hank said seriously. If he did this, he would not be afraid that Chen Feng would lie to him. Chen Feng stretched out his right hand again, happy cooperation. Chen Feng believed that with his own ability and Hank's ability, it would not be difficult to rescue Jenny. Hank also extended his right hand, happy cooperation. In order to study the transparent quantum field earlier, I suggest you come with me. I live on an island. I have various materials for research and other scientists. Chen Feng said. Okay. Hank agreed without thinking too much, as long as he could save his wife, he would do anything. Dad, I'll go too, I don't worry about you. Hope stood up and said, she always felt that Chen Feng had bad intentions. You're gone, who will manage the company? Hank said angrily. Hope could not refute. That's it, you manage the company for me, and I'll pack things. Hank left as soon as he said that, freely. After Hank left, Hope walked up to Chen Feng, not paying attention to the hulking Chen Feng at all, and threatened in a cold voice, if you dare to lie to my dad or hurt him, I promise I won't let you go. Puff. Chen Feng laughed and said, did you ignore my burly body? No matter how strong you are, you have to be able to fight. Hope sarcastically said that she is agile and fights with bare hands. She has never met an opponent. Even Ant-Man Scott was trained by her. In addition, she has a wasp suit, which can be big or small, so she is not afraid of Chen Feng at all. Why don't you try it out? Chen Feng smiled wickedly. A woman dares to be so presumptuous, let's see how he trains her. Okay. Let's go to the rooftop. Hope responded. Chen Feng and Hope came to the rooftop. There was no one on the rooftop, the place was spacious, and it was indeed a good place to compete. Chen Feng hooked his fingers to Hope, and said with a smile, "Come on, baby." Hope bit her lip, approached Chen Feng, and suddenly punched quickly, but halfway through the punch, she kicked Chen Feng's crotch. Chen Feng pinched his legs, making Hope unable to retract his feet, and then said with a smile, "You are too weak." Hope responded with a fist, hitting Chen Feng on the head. Chen Feng grabbed Hope's wrist with his left hand, smiled again and said, "It's still too weak." Hope's remaining right hand stretched out 2 fingers, and poked at Chen Feng's eyes. Chen Feng tilted his head, stretched out his right hand, grabbed Hope's right hand, and smiled again, "Can you still move?" Hope's 2 hands and 1 foot were controlled by Chen Feng, making it impossible for her to break free. She got angry and cursed angrily, "Bastard, let me go if you have the ability to let me go, let me see if I don't beat you to the teeth." Chapter 18, Dr. Octopus and Spider-Man. Chen Feng let go of Hope. Hope, who was freed, immediately attacked Chen Feng, and a knife hand slashed at Chen Feng's neck. Chen Feng tilted his head, and clamped Hope's palm with his cheeks and shoulders. Hope was speechless, feeling that any attack he made would be caught by Chen Feng. Chen Feng let go again, looked at the distraught Hope with a smile, and said, "I was born for fighting, and you became a monk halfway, how could you be my opponent?" He didn't lie, he started to learn Sanda since he was a child, and he has very rich combat experience. When he fights with others, he doesn't need to think, and he can subconsciously defeat the opponent. This time Hope didn't attack Chen Feng again, obviously she also knew that she was no longer Chen Feng's opponent. "My strength is not my fists, but my technology. My hornet suit can be big or small. You'd better not lie to my dad, or I will definitely trouble you." Hope warned unwillingly. Chen Feng suddenly changed his face. With a straight face, he said in a cold voice, "Miss Hope, do you know? If it wasn't for your father, you might have been beaten to death by me, because I hate being threatened the most, especially threats from a weak person." Hope's embarrassment and anger. "Humph, you'd better take my words to heart, or you will definitely regret it." After saying this, Hope turned around and left. Having been humiliated like this, he was ashamed to stay any longer. Hank has a lot of things, a lot of weird machines, and even a few boxes of ants. Fortunately, the power of the Transformers is great, so I can hold it directly in my hand and fly back to the private island. Back on the private island, Chen Feng arranged Hank's residence and laboratory, told Hank some technological theories he knew from the Ant-Man 2 movie, and then left again. Hank was a little suspicious that Chen Feng was lying to him, but after hearing the quantum theories Chen Feng said, he was sure that Chen Feng did not lie to him. From the theories Chen Feng gave him, he had already seen the door to enter the quantum realm. When Chen Feng left the private island, he didn't even have time to say goodbye to Zhao Hailuan. Because he received a reminder from Optimus Prime that Dr. Octopus and Spider-Man were fighting. Although in Spider-Man 2, Dr. Octopus died with the artificial sun at the end, but what if he died early? You must know that the Marvel world has changed a lot because of his arrival, and he also feels that the timeline of the familiar Marvel world has become different. Chen Feng drove the Transformer and flew towards Twist at the fastest speed. Call out. Transformers fly through the air in the form of an airplane. New York is a big city in the United States, so Chen Feng arrived soon. When Chen Feng arrived, he saw Dr. Octopus fighting with Spider-Man outside a tall building. Chen Feng controlled the Transformers to fly over, and said loudly, "Dr. Octopus, Spider-Man, stop." Dr. Octopus and Spider-Man, who were fighting, heard the sound, looked up, and saw a huge robot more than 8 meters tall, stopped immediately, and looked at Chen Feng vigilantly. "Who are you?" Dr. Octopus asked angrily. He felt that he was about to defeat Spider-Man, and he was very dissatisfied when he was suddenly interrupted. "My name is Chen Feng, and I'm here to help you." Chen Feng said. "How can I help? Do you have tritium?" Dr. Octopus asked angrily. "Yes, I have, and I have also developed a very stable artificial element that can be converted into cold fusion. The energy source of the robot I am controlling now is cold fusion." If you can cooperate with me, I will strongly support you in your research. I will help you get any materials you want. Chen Feng said earnestly. Do you have a technological empire? Dr. Octopus asked. If you want to extract a large amount of rare elements, you can't do it without a huge technological empire. For example, he knows how to extract it, but because he doesn't have enough manpower and funds, he can only extract a small amount of rare elements. Otherwise, he would not fight against Spider-Man in order to gain Harry's support. Now that you see the robot I control, you should know that the technology one have is very advanced, so don't underestimate my strength just because I don't have a technology company. The person I am cooperating with now is Dr. Helen Zhao, a genius scientist from Hongguo. With my funding, Dr. Helen Zhao is developing nanotechnology and regenerative cradle technology. And the development of PIM particles that change size, Dr. Hank, with my funding, is developing the quantum realm. In addition, I also obtained the memory of the most powerful scientist during World War II, Dr. Zola. I believe you must have heard of his name. Also, Tony from Stark Industries, have you heard of it? The smart program I programmed controlled his smart butler, so he had to send me a private island. In my private island, there are not many people, but they are all talented scientists. So you join my team and your artificial son will come true. Dr. Octopus was moved. This was much more than Harry's support. Not only did he provide material support, but he could also communicate with other scientists, so he said, what do I need to pay to cooperate with you? Share the results of your research and development with me. Chen Feng said. Okay, I promise you. Dr. Octopus said, then turned his head to look at Spider-Man, and said angrily, however, I will kill this spider first. Dr. Octopus has always believed that the failure of his last artificial sun experiment was entirely caused by Spider-Man. Spider-Man unplugs the device from the power source, causing him to lose control of the artificial sun. So he had to kill Spider-Man, otherwise he couldn't calm down the unwillingness in his heart. Spider-Man Peter quickly hid aside and asked Chen Feng for help. Chen Feng, didn't you say you came to help us? You helped Dr. Octopus, what about me? Can you ask Dr. Octopus to release Mary? Dr. Octopus, can you let me let his girlfriend go for my sake? Chen Feng said, he wanted to extract Spider-Man's gene, otherwise he wouldn't be bothered. Dr. Octopus stared at Chen Feng, dissatisfied. If you want to cooperate with me, don't meddle in my own business. After speaking, he controlled the mechanical tentacles to attack Spider-Man. Spider-Man raised his hand and shot out a strand of spider silk, which stuck to the wall. When he pulled his hand, he immediately flew away from his original position and successfully avoided the attack of Dr. Octopus. Bang bang bang. Dr. Octopus's mechanical tentacles made holes on the wall, and with its strong grip, it walked like flying on the wall. Seeing Dr. Octopus and Spider-Man fighting each other, Chen Feng felt a pain in his head. How to do? Dr. Octopus's artificial sun technology, he wants, Transformers need such energy. And Spider-Man's gene, he also wants, with Spider-Man's gene, his body in normal form will become stronger, with agility, super fast reaction speed and other benefits. Chapter 19, Transformers power the locomotive. If Chen Feng helps Dr. Octopus deal with Spider-Man. Surely Spider-Man wouldn't want him to extract the genes. If you help Spider-Man defeat Dr. Octopus will definitely become angry and refuse to cooperate with him, or even become his enemy. Correct. Chen Feng had a flash of inspiration and thought of an excellent solution. Rescue Spider-Man's girlfriend Mary. Spider-Man can leave without worry. With Spider-Man's flexibility, Dr. Octopus will definitely not be able to catch up. When Chen Feng was thinking about this, Dr. Octopus and Spider-Man were already fighting on the locomotive. In the movie, Dr. Octopus had nothing to do with Spider-Man, so in a rage, he broke the brake system and acceleration system on the train, and Spider-Man almost died in order to save the passengers on the train. In the movie, Dr. Octopus used magic to attack unscrupulously because he promised Harry to catch Spider-Man alive, but now that Dr. Octopus has agreed to cooperate with me, Dr. Octopus, who has no worries about the future, will definitely damage the train system again and prevent Spider-Man from saving people. If I leave, everyone on the train will die. To save, or not to save? Chen Feng muttered to himself. Dr. Octopus on the locomotive was kicked off the train by Spider-Man. Dr. Octopus's mechanical tentacles are very powerful. At the moment of fleeing from the locomotive, he grabbed the edge of the locomotive, then smashed the glass window, and got into the cab. "What are you doing?" The driver stood up in panic. Dr. Octopus's mechanical tentacles flicked the driver to death. "Don't you like heroes? Then I will let you be one more time." Dr. Octopus smiled evilly. He grabbed the accelerator switch and pushed it up. The train picked up power and picked up speed quickly. Then he manipulated the mechanical tentacles to smash the brake system and acceleration system, and then got out of the cab. Going back to the top of the train, he threw the brake handle to Spider-Man, and said with a wicked smile, "I have already broken the train system, this train can't brake, it will continue to accelerate until it reaches the end, and the impact and explosion will stop." Spider-Man was at a loss for a moment. Dr. Octopus didn't care about the life and death of the passengers on the train. Seeing Spider-Man froze on the spot, he took the opportunity to sneak attack. The mechanical tentacles, like a sharp sword, pierced straight into Spider-Man's heart. Spider-Man's sixth sense is super strong, sensing danger, he subconsciously fell back and avoided the fatal blow. Then, Spider-Man rolled over and climbed into the cab with hands and feet. Seeing the damaged cab, he was full of worry. What to do? What to do? There are still so many people on the train, how can I save them? As the train accelerated, the passengers on the train also felt that something was wrong and began to panic, and even the timid ones began to call for help. Help! Whoa! What should I do? If I jump off the car, I will fall to my death, if I don't jump, the car will crash, so what should I do? Who can tell me? Hey, are you the police? I'm on the train. The train we're on has been damaged by two monsters and is accelerating rapidly. Please hurry up and save us. Wow wow wow. Call for help. Cries. Desperate sound. The terrified cry of a child. Let Chen Feng no longer hesitate. Although he is not a good person, seeing so many innocent citizens about to die, he cannot remain indifferent. He started driving the transformers and flew towards the locomotive. In order to stop the train, Spider-Man ran to the front of the locomotive, jumped off, put his upper body against the locomotive, and landed with both feet. Puff puff. The fixing bars in the middle of the rails were broken. Just a few seconds. Spider-Man couldn't take it anymore, his feet were on fire, and he had to get up quickly and stick to the front of the car. What? There's no other way. If all the people on this train are dead, then it's your incompetence that killed them. Dr. Octopus gloated. He deliberately didn't attack Spider-Man, wanting to see how Spider-Man could save the people on this train. Spider-Man didn't care about bickering with Dr. Octopus. He thought for a while and made a decision. He opened his hands, and shot out strands of spider silk from the wrists of both hands. Bang bang bang. Spider silk breaks. Not giving up, Spider-Man shoots more silk, sticking to the buildings on both sides. When Chen Feng arrived, he said to Spider-Man, "Go away and let me come." Spidey responded, "Let's go." Chen Feng, do you still want to cooperate? Dr. Octopus said, very dissatisfied. The passengers are innocent. Chen Feng replied, and then controlled the transformer to land. After Chen Feng fell, he grabbed Spider-Man and threw him into the cab, because Spider-Man was in his way. He controls the transformers, with his back against the locomotive, his limbs forward, and the jet system fully activated. Boom. Due to the resistance of the transformers, the train stopped and began to slow down. Optimus Prime, increase the jet. Chen Feng ordered. No, my lord. Optimus Prime took the order. The limbs of the transformers eject more intense gas. The train is getting slower and slower. The hanging hearts of the passengers finally calmed down a lot. Suddenly, Chen Feng thought of a problem, that is, the train was still running, so he said to Spider-Man, "Peter, quickly destroy all the systems of the locomotive." Oh. Spider-Man responded, found a wrench, and began to smash the locomotive system. Smashing and slamming, Spider-Man suddenly stopped, and said in surprise, how do you know my name is Peter? There are too many people who know your name is Peter, but you don't know it yourself, and every time you catch a bad guy, someone will supervise you. Chen Feng said. It was S.H.I.E.L.D. that supervised Peter, and Chen Feng learned about it from Optimus Prime. Ah! Spider-Man was stunned. All along, he thought that he was hiding so deeply that even his closest relatives didn't know that he was Spider-Man, but he never expected that there were so many people who knew his true identity. Smash it. If you don't stop the train, I won't care about it. Chen Feng scolded angrily. He had already slowed down the train, but the train was still moving. If he let go, the train would start to move fast again. Only by completely braking the train can it really stop. Oh! Spider-Man hurriedly smashed it. Bang bang bang. The equipment in the cab was smashed to pieces by Spider-Man. At this moment, Dr. Octopus is a little confused. Chen Feng's robot is more than 8 meters high and can even block a fast-moving train. It is described as not something he can handle, so he doesn't want to be an enemy of Chen Feng in his heart. In the end, he still chose to suspend the fight with Spider-Man, wait until the passengers on the train are rescued, and then fight Spider-Man to the death. After Spider-Man completely smashed the train without power soon came to a slow stop under the obstruction of Transformers. Chapter 20, Saving Beauty Mary. As soon as the train stops, Dr. Octopus strikes. 2 mechanical tentacles were fixed on the train, and the other 2 mechanical tentacles formed an arc, one left and one right, attacking Spider-Man. Spider-Man, who was happy for the passengers, was caught by Dr. Octopus's mechanical tentacles. Dr. Octopus's mechanical tentacles are so powerful that Spider-Man can't move. But Spider-Man has spider silk. He shoots a spider silk, pulls it, and flies Dr. Octopus to the wall of a building. Since Chen Feng knew that he could extract the genes of the deceased, he didn't care much about the life and death of superheroes. Just like now. He's perfectly capable of taking out Spider-Man. Then extract the genes of Spider-Man. But Spider-Man is a national hero, so he couldn't bear to kill Spider-Man, not to mention that Spider-Man is still a good person. And if he kills Spider-Man, S.H.I.E.L.D. will definitely make trouble for him. His reputation will also be cast aside by all mankind for killing Spider-Man. Optimus Prime, lock on Dr. Octopus's test base, where can we rescue Mary? Chen Feng ordered. He can only help Spider-Man in this way, and hope that Spider-Man will be willing to let him extract the gene later. No, my lord. Optimus Prime took the order. My lord, the location has been locked. Mary is safe now, and there is no one around her. Optimus Prime said. Go save her. Chen Feng said. The Transformers soared into the sky, and within a few breaths, they disappeared. In a few tens of seconds, Chen Feng found Dr. Octopus' laboratory. Dr. Octopus's laboratory was originally a spacious retro-style building, but now it is dilapidated, and the dilapidated interior can be seen from the outside. It may be because Dr. Octopus has experimented with an artificial sun here, and the police are worried about radiation, so they closed the place, so no one can be seen here. Chen Feng came out of Transformers and walked inside. Sweeping his eyes around, he saw a beautiful woman hanging in a corner. The beauty has messy blonde hair, her hands are tied, and a string of iron chains is wrapped around her waist. The picture is a bit like that, which makes people want to commit crimes. Seeing a stranger coming in, Mary quickly shouted, "Hey, here, help me, I was captured by bad guys." Chen Feng walked over and helped Mary untie the rope tied around her wrist, and then helped to remove the iron chain around her waist. Mary, who was freed, said gratefully to Chen Feng, "My name is Mary, thank you for saving me." "You're welcome, I was invited by your boyfriend Peter to save you." Chen Feng smiled. "Peter? I knew he would find a way to save me." Mary said happily. "Okay, let's not talk so much. Now Dr. Octopus is threatening Peter with you, making Peter obstructed everywhere, so I will send you to a safe place, and then tell Peter to avoid Dr. Octopus." Chen Feng said. Mary nodded and replied, "Well, thank you, I'll listen to you." Chen Feng took Mary out. When she got outside, Mary saw the 8.5-meter-high transformer, and couldn't help exclaiming, "Wow, it's so big." Puff. Chen Feng burst out laughing. The mouth is O-shaped, and it is said to be too big, so it is easy to be misunderstood. "Is this your robot?" Mary asked in surprise. She has seen robots before, especially Iron Man, who is often seen in newspapers and on TV, but they are all about the size of a human being. Unlike Chen Feng's robot, it is taller than a 3-story building, with a huge body. No matter how you look at it, it looks mighty. Yes, he is the first generation of Transformers, named Optimus Prime. Chen Feng introduced. You are amazing. Mary admired. It's okay. Chen Feng smiled slightly, and then ordered, Optimus Prime, in airplane form. The Transformer form can also carry Mary, but it is inconvenient, and you can only hold it. At the speed of the Transformers, the scalp may be blown apart. No, my lord. Optimus Prime took the order. Clack clack. Transformers quickly transform into a cool airplane. Wow, that's amazing. Mary exclaimed again. Chen Feng got into the cab and said to Mary, come up quickly. I'll take you home. Okay. Mary happily got into the co-pilot, staring at the cockpit with a pair of smart eyes. Optimus Prime, locate Mary's home and send her back. Chen Feng ordered. No, my lord. Optimus Prime took the order. It is so convenient to have a powerful intelligence system, just let me know if you have something to do. The plane took off and flew quickly to Mary's home. It took only 20 seconds to arrive at Mary's house. Mary's family is quite rich and lives in a villa. The plane landed inside the villa. The cabin door opened, and Chen Feng said, Miss Mary, your home is here. So fast. Mary exclaimed. Before she even glanced at the things in the cockpit, she arrived at her home in the blink of an eye. The speed shouldn't be too exaggerated. Chen Feng nodded, yes, it's that fast. But I haven't sat enough yet. Can you drive me to the sky for a few laps? Mary begged. It was the first time she saw and experienced such a high-tech machine, and she didn't want to finish it so soon. Miss Mary, if you keep procrastinating, your boyfriend Peter will be killed by Dr. Octopus. Chen Feng reminded. Ah. Mary suddenly thought of her boyfriend, and she hurried off the plane. Miss Mary, when Peter comes back, please have a good chat with him, and ask him to cooperate with me to do something, which is considered as a reward for me. Chen Feng said. Mary nodded heavily, well, I'll tell him. Chen Feng waved his hand, goodbye, I will have a chance to take you to space in the future. Mary clasped her hands together, put them in front of her chest, and said excitedly, really, really? Can it work tomorrow? What a romantic thing to go to space to play, she dreamed of going there. Chen Feng said this casually, but he didn't expect that Mary really wanted to go to space to play. Chen Feng himself has never been to space. If you ask Peter to agree to cooperate with me to do something, it won't affect him in any way, as long as he is willing, then I will take you to play in space, okay? Chen Feng said. Mary nodded heavily, okay. Optimus Prime, let's go find Dr. Octopus. Chen Feng ordered. No, my lord. Optimus Prime took the order. The plane took off and flew away from Mary's house. With the help of Optimus Prime, Chen Feng easily found Dr. Octopus and Spider-Man. Dr. Octopus and Spider-Man fought all the way from the railway, passing through several streets along the way, and the places they passed were in a mess. Chen Feng didn't go down immediately, he was waiting for Dr. Octopus to separate from Spider-Man, and then secretly told Spider-Man that Mary was rescued by him. Spider-Man's strongest attack is to use the spider's silk as a spring to launch himself. No, Spider-Man soon began to use ejection moves again. Bang! Dr. Octopus was kicked out by Spider-Man and smashed into a clothing store.